It's clobbering time!
Atomic batteries to power. Turbines to speed.
Roger, ready to move out.
It's clobbering time! Clobberonimo!
Yeah, clobberers, greetings, clobberers, clobberonimos, clobberoids, clobberoosties, clobberians, clobbologists, and all you other clobberers out there. And for those who do not yet clobber, fear not. The secret is to bang the rocks together, guys. Clobberonimo! Hey, that is the wonderful voice of the most fantastic first officer in the fleet, Commander R.M. Briggs. And hello, my good people, and welcome, Commander. Thanks for being here.
Good evening, best friend. I love you. I'm sending smooches for your entire face.
Ugh. You don't want that. No
Yes,
one
I
wants
do.
to switch anywhere near this ugly face. Trust me.
No, you're not ugly. You're cute.
I can prove it. I have the receipts. Anyway, it's so great to see you. I'm so glad to be here as always. With our great gang and our great crew here for Saturday Night Star Trek. Clobbering Times issue number 697 on YouTube, 1,397 overall. Saturday Night Star Trek number 148, Voyager reviews. And I'm just so happy that you are here. And please, I turn the floor over to you, the con over to you, number one, for any opening words you may have.
Well, thank you so much, Captain. Hail to the chat. Good evening, everyone. We've been sitting here backstage preparing and writing your names down because we like to shout you all out. And in the process of doing that, I get to watch all of your marvelous comments and your beautiful conversations. And I get to watch all of these incredible friendships taking place in real time. And I just want to let you all know how wonderful I think you are and what an honor and a pleasure it is to be here with all of you tonight for Clobberin Times mini Star Trek convention every Saturday night. So we are going to have such a great time tonight. So yes, we're going to get into it. But before we get into it, I just have a few things that just some unfinished business that I have to take care of at the beginning of every show. The first thing I want to do is I want to shout out the wrenches. I just want to thank the Wrenches for helping to guide the community and community members and helping people with technical issues and making sure everybody's having a great time. So thank you to the Wrenches. I also want to thank all of the lurkers out there. At the end of these shows, you know, at the end of the week, we hit 200, sometimes 300 or even more people who are watching this. So I want to just shout out those lurkers. And thank you so much for joining us, for, you know, sharing the channel with your friends and family. We appreciate it so much. This is Clobby's virtual comic book shop. My buddy is retired, and it just means the world to me to see his channel flourishing. And it's just wonderful that he has created this opportunity for all of us, all of the Trekkies, to come together every Saturday night. Those 7:35 hours, 66 to 2005. So I also want to shout out to Lord Thoth. Lord Thoth was out on his social media today, pumping up Clobberin Times, talking about our show. Thank you so much, Lord Thoth.
Thanks, LT.
You know who else is doing that all the time? Is Larry. And look at what he's just done.
Thank
He's
you,
just
Larry.
gifted 5 memberships. Larry has just bought 5 people memberships to Clobberin Times. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Larry, buddy. Appreciate you. You're too kind, man. Thank you, sir.
Beautiful human being. If you scoop up one of those memberships, be sure to give a thank you to the great Larry, who is a huge patron of content creators, of independent authors, of independent creators. He's a marvelous human being. And last but certainly not least, I want to shout out Chris Persia. Chris Persia is always there making incredible show posters like we're a real TV show or like we're a real mini series. And he's sharing them all over his socials. So not only does he put the work in and making us look great, but he rallies the troops and says, you know, let's all get together here. So I love you guys. Thank you so much for doing that. I'm going to shoot through this really quickly. I'm an independent author. Right now, corporations don't want to publish science fiction short stories. They want activism and activists. So I'm not the right kind of author for them, and my material isn't the right kind of material that they're looking for at this time. But I'm not giving up on science fiction. I'm not giving up on classic episodic science fiction that is there to present ideas to you, to make you think and let you decide. And because of that, I have patrons, these beautiful human beings who have come forward like it's some sort of 18th or 19th century novel, and they have said, we're going to get your book over the finish line. And so I'm going to shout out those marvelous people right now. Larry, I love you so much. You've had my back since the very beginning. You are a full backer of my work, and you have created so many opportunities with me, or for me. Thank you so much, Larry. And also to Tony Stark, who has fully backed me from the beginning. Thank you so much, Tony Stark. You are a great friend. I also want to shout out my patrons, Sean Carter from Mars, Shooter, pew, pew, Gwagnar, Dave, Chris Persia, Scuba and Leslie Pete, Eric K and his trusty dusty dog Kirby, Enigmatic Drop Bear, Michael and Cassandra Beagle, Mark D with the C, Anti-Derivative Jill, Jilly Joe, Maximum Redstone, JT Kirk, Dadman and the Dadman Clan, Lord and Lady Thoth, and of course Lance. And you should be chucking some cheese in the chat right now for Lance and for Kirby. I also want to thank Rob Altus and Tyler. Thank you so much for helping support me as an independent author. And I hope one day I can have a moment like Andy Weir where people will say, hey, this is fun science fiction. Let's do something with this. Everybody read this. Let's have fun together with those ideas. And so now I think I've talked quite enough. Oh, if you want to get my book, you can get it at Barnes & Noble or on Amazon. If you don't like Amazon, you can get it at Barnes & Noble. But only on Amazon can you get the stories for only 99 cents each. So if you want to test and see if you like the way that I write and you like the style that I'm writing in, you can buy my stories for 99 cents. And now I talked way enough, so I'm going to hand it back over to the boss. Captain, my captain, mon capitaine, I love you. Let's get it on. Let's do it.
All right. Hello, everyone. Lots of great friends are popping into the chat there, so we'll shout you all out in a second after we do a few what we like to call show notes. So let's do that. How about that? What's going on? Okay, let's see. Next up on Clubbering Times. Actually, before that, I will be at our Great Chief Engineers channel for the Sunday Night Geekery. 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Great Mark D with the C's channel. We'll do the usual Sunday night geeking. If you're hanging around on a Sunday night, want to close your week off right by having a little bit of fun with just some fun geeks, then please join us. And yes, he does the eatery too. You got to watch for that sometimes as well. And then Monday night, it's the B Monday, so that means there'll be two. Count them two. On Monday night, Mark C. Comics Talks. First on Earth B, the great J-Man will join me for our visit. It is going to be, of course, another Wacky World of Bob Haney presentation, the wackiest writer of all time, comic book writer that is, of course. And he does some of the craziest, most outrageous stories in comics history. And we're going to have a little Christmas bonus. We're going to do one of his Brave and the Bold stories, which we always do. And then we're going to have a little Christmas bonus story of his as well, because it's Christmas month, so we're celebrating that up in y'all. So then, let's see what then. I'll say in a second. I'll do there we go. I had to write something. Then later that night, it will be. Where'd I put that? Oh, I forgot to download something. Hang on one second. Forgot my dang picture. Where are you? There it is.
Dang me, dang me. Why don't you take a rope and hang me?
Oh, but lets me add, oh, crap, you piece of
poop.
Oh, yeah. StreamYards is being a jargoff. Sorry, everybody. Let me,
Damn it, StreamYards.
Yeah, I have to clear a space for it because I thought I put this one up there. Man, what's wrong with you people? Anyway, I wanted to advertise it properly. So sorry, everybody. Anyway, for the regular time slot, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time on Monday night, Mark C. Comics Talk. I will have a guest from Pop Culture Minefield, my buddy Jerry. I call him Gary. It is Gary though. Gary Kissel. Artist of the new upcoming comic that he's crowdfunding called Vindicated Inc. And we're just going to have a little talk about the comic he's working on because he's a longtime comic book artist, lifelong artist, and worked in the field of comic books. And it is Mark C. Comics Talk. So my buddy Gary is going to be joining me Monday night. And then Wednesday night, number 700 on YouTube. Clobbering Times, number 700, number 1,400 overall. And it's just open geekness, but I guess we'll just, I don't know. We'll celebrate it, but we'll celebrate. How about that? Not necessarily celebrate, but we'll celebrate it.
Woohoo!
So there you go. Yeah, and then, of course, there's the Clubhouse. Yes, indeed. Thursday night, the Clubhouse with Raquel and Mark. Another Blake 7-episode review and Star Trek The Early Voyages review, of course. And then, by the way, also Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm hanging out with the great Tom Connors on Midnight Days After Dark. And on Wednesdays, I'm often hanging out with my buddy Stone Loki on his comic book roundtable. And then Friday nights, back with J-Man and the gang, J-Man and Sean. We're getting close to the end of our Jack Kirby's Fourth World review. So I'm really enjoying that, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Nick and the gang on the comic book shop gang on Friday nights, 8:30 Central. We're going to have some review some Christmas comics for the next couple of weeks, myself and the Nick's Comic Shop boys. And then, of course, it'll be back to Saturday Night Star Trek next week, which we'll have next week for you. We'll show you more about that as we move along.
On the
tonight.
Clubhouse on Thursday, I should be ready to debut my UFO cosplay. So I should have a video ready for that by the Clubhouse. I'm hoping to have it ready by then. So if you want to see the UFO cosplay, I'm doing Skydiver. Pete Carlin is my inspiration. So if you want to tune in, folks, I will have another cosplay.
Yes. Hey, LT, you didn't see the Dreamy outfit?
Show it, Dreamy, show it. You want to show it?
I mean, yeah, you want to. I mean, well, you could. The video's on your channel, right? You can put the link if you wants to go watch. There's a long video of it,
Yeah.
which it's too long to show it here unless you want to show it tonight. I mean, we can
No.
show it right now if you want to.
No shiny purple hair. No shoota. I
Oh,
will
he did see it.
eventually
He
get
did.
to that. I will eventually get to doing a moon girl. I promise. I will
He did
do.
see it.
Oh, of course I did. I love you so much,
Okay.
LT. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for supporting that, and thank you for giving me that idea. I had a great time with it. I had a great time.
Bubba Doom wants to see the outfit. If anybody can get the link to Raquel's channel and put it in there, there's a whole video on it, buddy. Right? Isn't there still up there?
That's right.
Okay.
They could also watch it on Clobbering Times.
When?
On the Clubhouse. You rolled it on the Clubhouse.
Oh, well, it is on last week's, this past Thursday's Clubhouse.
Yeah. Thank you,
indeed.
LT. I love you.
As well. Yep. All righty then. Well, let's see. Shout outs. Almost forgot the shout outs with all that.
Do it.
Of course, the great Eric K. Master of the Bronze Wrench. Of course. Chris Persia, Vindicator Wrench of the Great White North.
Yay.
The great wrench of Iron D. Bud Martin.
Yes.
And I appreciate, by the way, big shout out to the great Drunk 3PO for hanging out with me the other night. And thanks for all the help that you gave us the other night, Drunk 3PO, on that great stream. What an extraordinary gentleman he is, and had a great time.
I'm going to put myself on mute temporarily because I have to go vote in your poll. So I'll be back, folks.
Okay. Excuse me. Lord Thoth, God of the Wrenches. Avon lives. Long live the Legion, buddy. Shout out to the better half there, the lovely lady. Thoth. J-Man. The Wrench Without Fear. Partner in crime on earth, being Legionnaire extraordinaire. Maddie's daddy. Ville de French Mjolnir. Hey, buddy. Good to see you, Steve. Hope you're doing well. Hope Maddie's doing well, buddy. Stephen Cowell, the Super Wrench. The rascally wrench himself, Fanty Outside Erie. Master of the Club Only, artist of the cover of Science Fiction Tales by R.M. Briggs, Hungry Boy. And of course, Clobbering Time's own Music Meister, Maximum Redstone. All right, let me see who else is up in here. Time to do some proper shout outs of all my dear friends who are with us tonight, because that's the way we roll or up in here. Okie dokie. Here we go. Hey, hang on. All right, make sure. Sorry, I'd forgotten to write something down. Okay. Shooter, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. FKHC 2005 Fairfax, what's up, brother? RRTNZ, hello there. Hope you're doing well. Empress NM, what is up? Good to see you. All right, let's see. I don't like to miss anybody. I'm trying to backtrack a little bit. Should I miss anyone? Raymond Feliciano. You know what that means?
That means King Dolphin TV.
In color on NBC. And by the way, Raymond, hey, it's the time is here. The one you've been waiting for this week, season 4. Stuart Mitchell. Dolly had bracelets, buddy.
She did.
Dave C.
Dave!
What's up? All righty, Dave. Sandra Feliciano. Hello there, Sandra. Hope you're doing well, my dear.
Hi, Sandra.
Lisa's here.
Lisa.
All right, Lisa. Dave G. Saul. They said he'd be here in and out. So good to see you, Dave G.
Not just another body of water.
Wagner. Larry.
A man so nice you should say his name twice, perhaps thrice. Larry.
Good to see you, buddy. I'm glad you're here. Sean Carter, who said he's in his car. Well, be careful in that car. Both hands on the wheel.
You be careful on Mars.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Sander Hammerslug, greetings.
Evening, Sander.
Zathras.
Crap.
Let's see here. Enigmatic Drop Bear, what's up, Eddie?
The erudite bear gonna be dropping the best reviews in the chat. You're gonna be able to read them shortly.
Yes, indeed. It's good to see you, sir. Always great to see you here. Oh, great to see you all here tonight. Let's see. I'm writing stuff down as we go. I like to get everybody. I don't like to miss anybody. That drives me crazy when I miss somebody. Bubba Doom 1. Hi, Bubba.
Bubba Doom.
Parker Luck. Hey.
Evening, Parker.
My old buddy Snail Messiah. Hello there, Snail.
The
Good to
mighty
see you.
mollusk.
Yes, indeed. Good to see you there. John Shaggy Lupus. John Lupus Shaggy. Ruggy. The Walk Breaker. What up?
Evening. He's a wolf breaker, heartbreaker, love taker. Don't you mess around with him.
Indeed, he is. And so I think that's everyone so far. I'll Snail Messiah with a member chat, a member for 15 months. Thank you, Snail. Oh, look, a milestone chat thingy. Yes, indeed-ishness. Thank you so much, and it's great to have you here. We're a great friend of the show, Snail, and it's always a pleasure to see you and have you here.
Captain, Bubba Doom is calling for the Waddy Sticks. Let the games begin. So shall we play the clip of the Waddy Sticks and let the games begin?
I mean, I wonder if they really are calling for that, or you just see Waddy Sticks and think that it needs to be. You're connecting those dots.
I don't know. I'll have to ask. Bubba Doom, are you asking for the...
Sorry, did you say something?
Yeah. Oh, it's okay. I'm time traveling. Whenever we play clips, I wind up like 7 or 8 seconds behind. Anyway, Bubba Doom, do you like the Waddy Sticks because it means let the games begin, or are you just like, well, I'm gonna put out the Waddy Sticks?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that really. Whatever. It's no bomb. It's just sometimes it's in the wrong spot. It takes a while to find it. I got it that time. Don't worry it not. Concern yourself not.
Okay.
All right. So let us get it started. Shall we?
Get the party started.
What is Saturday Night Star Trek here on CLOBBERIN Times, my friends? Well, of course, put simply, it is life from Lifeless. We take a. Oh, I'm sorry. I was about to quote Trek. Oh no. Okay. In January of 2021, my wonderful first officer and I undertook a perilous mission. Our mission to explore, well, in this case, not really to explore, but you have to say that after you say the word mission, just the way it is. Hey, Jill.
Jelly!
Jilly's here. Was to review all of real deal Star Trek, 1966 to 2005. Review it all. All, as my wonderful first officer has calculated, 735 segments of it. And that is what we set out to do. That's what we are going to do. And hello, the Tetrarch of Apathy.
So apathetic.
All right, Tet. A tete-a-tete we're having tonight. So, we started with Star Trek, the original series. We continued into Star Trek, the animated series, the original crew films, Star Trek, the Next Generation, the TNG films, Star Trek, Deep Space Nine, and now, tonight, we are beginning Star Trek Voyager Season 4. That's right. We've done the first 3 seasons and survived them. Fiona.
Curtsy.
My Fiona. Good to see you there. My Fiona. She doesn't get mad at me for that.
That's a song I use for the Chihuahuas. My Chihuahua.
I hope she'll forgive me for that someday. Okie dokie. Where? Anyway, good to see you though, Fiona. Seriously though. Where were I? Okay, so yeah, and anyway, here we go tonight with Season 4. And I will now turn it over to where
Can I get some help for Emperor's NM in the chat, please? I believe you all understand what Emperor's NM is asking. And if you could make your own offerings, I'm not sure where Emperor's NM is in the world. Emperor's NM, are you in America? Are you in Canada? Where are you in the world? Because we have a very knowledgeable chat who will help you find TAS.
Yes, wherever you are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay, but before we start tonight with the reviews, let me take a look. We're going to let the poll run through all the night, but we'll start out. Because we all know what's coming up. All right, so far, with 40 votes, the question, of course, are you sad to see Kes go? In the lead is no, she was annoying at 45%.
That's how I voted.
There's a tie.
Surprising no one.
I don't get a vote, but if I did, that's probably I wouldn't. I think my vote, there's a tie between a little, but I'm ready for 7, and then there's nah, I'm good either way. That's a tie, 25%, and yes, I'll miss hers at 5%. I probably would have been nah, I'm good either way. Except I do like 7, so maybe I would have been a little, but I'm ready for 7. Except because I don't really. I can't stand Neelix. Tess, I think that was dumb the way they used her sometimes, but I never really minded her that much. If she was just hanging around with the doctor in sickbay, being a normal person most of the time, I wouldn't have cared. I just don't really have any animosity toward her. It's Neelix I can't stand. But anyway, I know she's kind of part and parcel to him with him in a sense, but not anymore, right? So anyway, so we'll see how that goes, how that plays out through the night. We'll let it go all night. Now, number 1.
Yes, boss.
Take it away.
Okay, so the first episode of this evening is Scorpion Part 2. And this is season 4, episode 1. And if you're following along in the companion or the celebration, this is production code 169. And I'm suggesting the companion or the celebration because it's very important that people stop using IMDb and Memory Alpha and these user-generated sites to create quote-unquote Star Trek knowledge. All they've done is fill up these websites with factoids. And you know, everyone knows what a factoid is. It's when a little tidbit is passed around and it's not true, but it's passed around so much and so often that people think it's true. It even finds its way into books written by people. So please stop doing that. Go and get a verified text that has original source material in it, so that you can establish what is true and what isn't. You know, even looking through IMDb, it's an absolute joke. Most of the time, most of the stuff that's on there with regard to Star Trek it's completely false. It's even wrong information about the episodes in some cases. So it's like somebody wasn't even watching them while they were, inputting the info. So leave all that aside. It's polluted with the filth, and it also sucks. So this episode, Scorpion Part 2, first aired on September 3rd, 1997. Now, in order for everyone to have a touchstone, so we can jog everybody's memory, if they didn't have time to rewatch the episode, we provide the summary. And because where we can use Wikipedia, because it is an open source encyclopedia, it sucks, okay? Number 1, it's poorly written, and number 2, it has lots of mistakes in it. But it offers everyone a great touchstone so that we can get on with talking about the episode in a super concise way. So I should also mention something else if you're new around here. This is an entirely organic show. I don't pre-read anything on Wikipedia. Clubby and I do not discuss the episodes prior. We don't discuss our ratings prior, and we don't do any type of watch where we all develop a consensus. What is happening here is Clobby's idea. This is Clobby's baby for a whole bunch of Trekkies to be in one room together, having a wonderful discussion about the episodes in a truly organic way. So that's what's going on here, folks. So I'm going to read a little bit from Wikipedia first, and then the boss and I will talk about what we think. Then we'll throw it over to the chat. And please, mind your P's and Q's. Wait. Hold your fire until the word is given. When the captain gives his word, that is when you can let your reviews and your evaluations fly in the chat. And so I think that about covers it. Now let's get to it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you so much. Number 1, here we go. First episode up for tonight. Remember, we have 4 episodes. They are Scorpion Part 2, The Gift, Day of Honor, and Nemesis. So the first episode of tonight is indeed Scorpion Part 2.
Yes, and Zathras says if Raquel pre-read the crap on Wikipedia, she would have to be committed. Yes, yes, I would wind up in an I Love Me jacket just based on the grammar alone. Let's do it! Saddle up, lock and load, as Data would say. The Borg accept Janeway's offer of the modified nanoprobes in exchange for safe passage through their space, and she and Tuvok begin discussions. However, the Borg find verbal communication to be inefficient and attempt to attach a neural probe to Janeway. Janeway stops them by suggesting they choose a representative Borg for her to speak through, citing that they did this once before when they turned Captain Picard into Locutus. A drone calling herself 7 of 9 emerges as the chosen representative. As they discuss the integration of the nanoprobes into weaponry, a bioship appears and opens fire on the ships, injuring Janeway. The Borg transport Janeway, Tuvok, Seven, and several drones to one of Voyager's cargo bays before ramming the bioship with a cube, destroying both of them. Okay, well, I just want to stop there because that is inaccurate. Janeway actually gets stuck in some sort of like electrical feedback loop once the ship is struck. Okay, so that's how she winds up being injured, and that's vital information.
Yeah, okay.
Janeway's injuries are so severe that she needs to be sedated and undergo urgent neurosurgery. Before she makes Chakotay promise to maintain the alliance. Seven learns from the collective that species 8472 have killed millions of Borg and several planets in the middle of their territory and demands Chakotay direct Voyager to help. Chakotay refuses, since this would significantly deviate from their course, and states his intentions to strand the Borg on an M-class planet to be picked up later. Seven is able to access the ship's deflector dish from the cargo bay and uses it to create a subspace rift. Chakotay orders the cargo bay depressurized, jettisoning all of the drones into space except for Seven, who manages to stay. Though the crew regain control of the dish, the rift has grown large enough to draw Voyager into it. Voyager finds itself in fluidic space, a liquid-filled place where species 8472 originates. And they say originate. Seven asserts to Chakotay that since he refuses to help, Voyager must face species 8472 alone, revealing that the Borg started the war when they tried to assimilate them. Their argument is stopped when Janeway announces that she has recovered and retakes command of Voyager. She has Chakotay placed in the brig for disobeying orders, but really just to appease Seven, and continues to work on the weapon, as several bioships are detected heading towards them. The modifications are completed in time, and they are able to destroy the attacking ships. Seven reverses the process that drew Voyager into fluidic space, but the ship appears in the middle of a bioship fleet. They quickly reapply their modifications to a large-scale weapon that destroys most of the enemy fleet and forces the rest to flee. Seven then turns on Voyager crew and tries to assimilate the consoles. The crew have prepared for this. Chakotay uses a neural relay to distract Seven long enough for Torres to electrify the console, knocking Seven out and breaking her connection with the collective. Voyager resumes its course to the Alpha Quadrant with an unconscious Seven on board. And that is all Wikipedia has to say about Scorpion Part 2. Captain, my Captain, mon capitaine, please tell me, what did you think of Scorpion Part 2?
Well, greetings to a new person here, Chuck Lee. Hello there, Chuck. Welcome.
Hey, Chuck Lee, how's it going?
Actually, they got a little bit wrong in that synopsis too. You know, she put Chakotay. That was a ruse, putting Chakotay, saying that Chakotay was in the brig. But
that was also incorrect. Yeah.
Anyway, I think it was a little bit, at least, more entertaining than the first part. You know, it moved pretty well. I don't have a whole lot to say with it because you know how I am about Borg episodes. I say it all. I'm a broken record at this point. I'm not really super thrilled about doing a Borg story one way or the other.
Yeah,
it was a cliffhanger, so obviously you had to resolve it.
Yeah.
I think it does a fairly credible, entertaining job of doing that. But beyond that, I don't really have a whole hell of a lot to you know. I'm not doing backflips over it, but I thought it was okay. I do that sometimes when I can't get super worked up about an episode, but I guess it's better than like being super annoyed with an episode. I just thought it was it was okay, mildly entertaining.
Yeah.
And it's a good start, I guess. Jamie Harbert. Hello there, Jamie Harbert. Good to see you.
How's it going?
Welcome.
I would like to echo and amplify your sentiments. Yeah, the Wikipedia once again is an epic fail. All the way around.
Yes.
It's filled with inaccurate information, and somebody needs to go over there and just vaporize that. But why don't I do my notes?
Sure,
and then
please
we'll
do.
carry on.
Please do.
Okay, folks, if you're new here and you're wondering what my notes are, I've been watching Star Trek for more than 45 years. I love Star Trek, and when Clobby asked me to do this show, I thought, what can I add to the show? And so I take notes, and I let you know what I'm thinking while I'm watching the show. So I hope you find it interesting. Jerry Ryan's acting is quite bad in this episode, enough so that as my family has had to rewatch this with me many, many times since 1997, they always point out how bad the acting is, and then we all laugh. Like my husband usually says things like, "Gee, I hope she spent her first check on acting lessons."
Wow.
That's what he said last night again. So it's not the first time. I mean, it's just anyway. The acting is quite bad, especially when she says "we are Borg" and she's smiling. It's nearly a comical delivery, and so it keeps happening. So it's kind of hard to put up with. She flares her nostrils so she doesn't laugh, but it's still ridiculous. Overall, I don't find her a very compelling actress. I just don't. I know she thinks a lot of herself. She said a lot of bad things about Star Trek. She said a lot of bad things about Gene Roddenberry. I'm not wowed. Anyway, I enjoy Chakotay as captain. I think he's terrific as captain. Let's just leave Janeway in the sickbay. Incompetence is once again used to drive the plot. This is totally unenjoyable and very un-Star Trek-like. The Borg should have been under supervision. A security team should have been killed. So that's one way out of this. It's not that I object to using this device. It's that these people, Brannon Braga and Joe Menosky, have to stop turning to incompetence in these highly trained military personnel that are also astronauts. I don't buy it. And it's constantly being used and reused here. Have a competent security team being killed by the Borg. Don't just make it that they're incompetent and they're being and they're not being supervised. Stop this. Incompetence is always the answer for Joe Menosky and Brannon Braga, and it's annoying. This can't always be the answer for Voyager. 8472. The Borg, 7 of 9, says that 8472 is the apex of biological perfection. This is a patently false and a completely illogical assertion. Tin Man is an example of biological perfection as the Borg would see it and as the Borg would need it. So who wrote this line? Let's look at the Baku. The
Probably
Baku
Braga.
Pardon?
Probably Braga. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. Like, let's look at the Baku. The Baku can control space and time. How about changelings? Changelings are also biologically perfect insofar as they could be anything at any time. Look at the Organians. Why wouldn't the Organians be the apex of biological perfection? How about the crystalline entity? The crystalline entity represents the apex of biological perfection for a Borg-like species that looks to conquer and use violence to perfect itself, to cannibalize. They are cannibals. They cannibalize other races. So I don't buy this apex of biological perfection line. Once again, a failure of Brannon Braga and Joe Menosky. The Scorpion plan, I find, is dumb. I think it just would be better if these writers were smarter and they would use a gravity weapon. And in gravity weapons, I would like to see them use a bullet, like just use a gun and shoot her, or a bat. Whenever I see these Borg, the first thing I think of is, and this is my saying, bullet or bat. And that's what I would do. I would just take her head off with a bat or shoot her with a gun. It's convincing her that he can see her. Oh, yeah. Trying to convince her, like hooking up to her and trying to convince her not to kill human beings because he can see her memories as a child is super weird. I don't understand why he thinks that that would make her stop doing that, because she's been with them since she was what, 5 years old. So yeah, I just find a lot of the stuff in the writing here to be subpar. It is interesting and it is a fun episode of Voyager, but I find it to be very un-Star Trek like, in the fact that it's more, it doesn't appeal to people cerebrally. This is more action, less science.
Oh yeah, pure.
And
There's nothing to it. Yeah.
And I'm like my captain folks at home. I don't really like the Borg. The Borg was created and then overcreated, and then there was an admission that they were overcreated. And so I just think, why are we going back to this? We could do anything. We could do anything.
Touring Machine and Midnight's Oblivion.
Hey, good evening.
Welcome, my friends.
Yeah,
I'm with you. It's
Do you know what I mean, boss? Like, you and I were Borg. So we're not a biological life form. We're technology. And what we do is we cannibalize living things and use their body parts to facilitate our technology. So we're not a real species. We're a cannibalizing technology. You're going after the crystalline entity. You're not going after 8472. Why would you go after 8472 since they exist in fluidic space? You want to conquer space. So why wouldn't you go after something that is the apex predator in outer space, not fluidic space? And for me, that would be the crystalline entity, the Organians, the changelings, the Baku, Tin Man, not 8472. Get out of here. Anyway, Mrs. Martin Muses, good evening.
Miss Martin Muses, hello there. Welcome.
So this is going to seem
good to see you.
So this is going to seem a little bit weird, but I'm going to go ahead and give this a B- because as action goes and storytelling on Voyager goes, it's okay. If I were rating this after watching an episode of TOS, I would probably give it a C-, but I'm going to give it a B- because I know Star Trek fans enjoy it. It's not too awful. And it has to be put in the context of being science fantasy. And everyone needs to remember that Star Trek Voyager is purposefully science fantasy. It's not something that Gene Roddenberry would have agreed to. So in that context, I'm going to go ahead and give it a B-. I think it's pretty much the same as part one, but nothing special. I don't see anything special here.
Exactly. I'm gonna give it the same thing I gave it part one, which is a C+. It's mildly entertaining, adventure fluff for Voyager, which they do a lot. It's okay. There's some good character moments here and there. I really, I like Chakotay. We got a new friend in our chat doesn't like him, and not everyone likes Chakotay, but yeah, there's nothing to write home about. But man, after that horrible third season, I guess when something's just sort of not so horrible, I don't know, maybe that makes it so much better. So there you go. Now, my friends, I'm going to give.
Well, don't dismiss that comment, because I'm going to interrupt you right now and say that I love that you say that. I absolutely love that you say that, because that's exactly what's happening in my heart when I watch it. Like, people need to understand that we love Star Trek and we want Star Trek to be good. And so when you see when there's a glut of horrible episodes, and one comes along and it's passable, it's like you almost give it more points than you should, just because you're constantly cheering for Star Trek, even if you've been watching it your whole life over and over and over again. So I love that you say that, Clobby, because what you say is actually what I'm thinking, and I love you for it.
Hey, Katie.
Hey, Katie.
Well, Katie, I was about to give the word, so I'm gonna, it's okay that you jumped in there quick. You read my mind. I know that. So, Katie, it's great to see you, dear. I hope you're doing great. By the way, we love Katie. We love seeing her here. So while you are preparing the reviews of our wonderful friends in the chat, I will bring us some maximum Redstone entertainment. How about that, ladies and gerbils? All right. Scorpion, but for those who do not know, our great friend, our music meister friend, Max Redstone, writes whenever he's able to. He writes some lyrics for us for our episodes that we do each week when he is able. And here we go. The great Max Redstone, folks. Scorpion Part 2. Working with Borg is never fine. The captain's orders Chakotay to hold the line. I'm gonna start over. Working with Borg is never fine. The captain orders Chakotay to hold the line. When you enter fluidic space, you're in a hole without an ace. But the trade gets us 7 of 9. Nice, Max. Nice, Max. Hey, Lasher's here. All right, Lasher.
Evening, Lasher. Thank you for joining us. I hope you have a great time tonight. Let me know if you need anything.
Good to see you there. All right, let's see here. So good one, Max. Thank you so much, buddy. Let's see what we've got up in here. The wonderful Katie, biggest Voyager fan I know, folks, and I hope you're doing great, Katie. Says A+. The best begins. Oh, let's see here. I absolutely love 7 of 9 on Voyager and her inclusion. The Borg versus Species 8472 is some great Trek alien battles, and the pacing of the episode is excellent. Let's see. I know you got another one. So, but it doesn't say what number it is. I got to guess at it. It's always good to put to number if you're doing multiple ones, folks. Oh, you did number it at the end instead of the beginning. That throws me off a little bit. But then your second one that I'm seeing they're not numbered. So I'm gonna take a chance that this is your second one, but I can't really tell, Katie. It says there are a lot of shows I watch, but it is always Voyager, Scorpion, that makes me head over to season 4. The inclusion of her character was exactly what they needed. They couldn't have picked a.
I would just like to interject very quickly to welcome Value of Nothing. Good evening, Value of Nothing. Thank you for joining us.
Value of Nothing. It's valuable to see you. I hope you're doing well. Let's see here. Thanks for being here, by the way. Oh boy, now I'm lost. Could they pick a better? Okay. I need numbers, folks. Remember. Better actress than Jerry Ryan to play her, and deserving of it. She had a lot going on during that time, and you would never have known it. Her inclusion gave Janeway, Chakotay, and the cast a brilliant new actor to work off, and it showed. Also loved that Chakotay broke her from the hive mind and saw her childhood memories, and vice versa. Spoiler: it would lead to yes. Yes, it would. Yes, it will. Larry, where's Servalan? He says, where's Servalan? Servalan's on a different show, buddy. But we love her. Right.
Good evening, Professor R2. Everyone,
hey.
Give an LLAP to Professor R2. Welcome.
All right, Professor R2. Good to see you.
Have a great time tonight. If you need anything, just ask.
Yeah, great to see you. All right, let's see. Up in yo. Where are we at? Midnight's Oblivion says B-. It was decent, as Klobb said, compared to the last season. Thank you, Midnight. Appreciate that. Max Redstone says B+. The best part of this episode was seeing the Borg get a taste of their own medicine. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Why is Neelix in a meeting regarding a tactical situation. Neelix's only threat is his cooking. Yes.
Max, I love you, Max.
I'm surprised that Janeway didn't order Chakotay to do a drum circle and kumbaya in the cargo bay. Borg are going to be Borg. I think that is lesson number 1 at Starfleet's Borg Tactical Seminar. A good perk there, Max.
I have to interject very quickly just to say thank you to Shooter. Pew, pew, pew. Shooter, I love you so much. Thank you so much for trying to grow Clobby's virtual comic book shop by gifting 5 Clobberin Times memberships. If you would like a membership, now is the time to scoop one up. Shooter has purchased 5 Clobberin Times memberships. If you don't know how to do that, please get a hold of a wrench. A wrench would be happy to assist you in doing that. And don't forget to drop a thank you to Shooter and Larry. Thank you so much, guys.
Thanks, Shooter. Appreciate you, buddy. And thank you all out there who are lurking or watching on a download later. I forget to say that sometimes, but we do appreciate you.
Boss man, before you get right back into it, you should know Keely Chow, roll tide, just walk through the door.
Keely Chow, roll that tide, buddy. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. And hope you are rolling your tide. Max, I did get his first 2, I'm pretty sure. I hope. Am I the only one thought the Scorpion Shocker was somewhat just a tad creepy?
Yeah.
Oh well. We have 7 of 9, and soon we shall be rid of Cass. Really?
Yes,
Are you sure?
Yes.
Yes, sir. All right. Indeediousness. All right. Enigmatic Drop Bear says C-. How was it that little old Voyager was able to come up with something that can defeat something as powerful as a species that can defeat the Borg, yet the Borg couldn't? Doesn't pass muster.
It doesn't, because if you have this hive mind, you have the best minds working together to solve the problem, right? And that doesn't happen.
Indeediousness. I can't recall who came up with the moniker Insane Way, but it really fit the bill here. Things all worked out okay because the show's writers deemed it so. Yes.
Everyone, just so you know, Doc Fortune just walks through the door. What's up,
Doc?
Doc?
What's up, Doc? All right. Good to see you, Doc. Always great to have you here, sir. Okay. In principle, Chipotle's strategy was sound, although giving the Borg any freedom to operate on Voyager was not. Dear Insane Way, the priority is to safely get the crew home, not flex your scrawny muscles. You have a method to neutralize 8472, and the Borg are not a reliable ally. Leave them at it. I agree. Big time, sir.
And where's the compassionate Kirk speech? Like, you guys are probably totally sick and tired of hearing me say this, but it doesn't pass Raquel's Kirk test. Why wasn't Cass, Super Cass, why wasn't she instructed to show compassion and say, this is what's happening. Reach out to us. We want to stop this war. Nah.
Shooter says 7 out of 9. Fluidic space, interesting idea, I suppose. Kess is going out, and we get an upgrade with someone I can believe is amazing at everything she does, being ex-Borg and all. I do enjoy the enemy of my enemy in this lesser of two evils, but the Borg being so accommodating breaks some immersion. Wait, the Borg turn out to be dicks? No issue now. Yes, yeah, they do. A bit of action and some adventure, fun but nothing special. Is it a conscious thing that the way Jerry Ryan walks around? Not very Borg-like, but I'm not complaining. B+. Yeah, I hear you there, buddy. Our wonderful Chief of Communications, Jill, says B+. Even though we don't get very deep into the nature of 8472, the real meat comes from meeting 7 and exploring the collective versus individual thinking on several occasions. I liked that the doctor found the vulnerability of 8472 in part 1, okay, but this cure for Harry verged on the magical dealt, and we all get about it is a passing joke about tendrils in Harry's nose. Yes, I hear you. Thank you so much, Jill. Larry says 1 out of 7. Whoa, 1. Larry's not happy with that episode. Babadoom 1 says, I give it a C. I actually like this 2-parter. It definitely has its flaws, but it felt like tepid Trek. I will say I didn't like their use of species 8675309. I knew someone was going to do that tonight. It was an easy out. I love it. It was an easy out that shouldn't have been easy. Suddenly, the Borg have a huge fleet. We watched their own Wolf 357. This is 359, by the way. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It was treated as not that big of a deal. All in all, it was good, but gotcha. Let's see. Eric K. The Bronze Wrencher says, "Fire Tuvok." No one watching the Borg. No one watching the Borg. He is a security officer with no sense of training. No. Stupid that the species did not take out the cube first. No common sense either. Destroy the biggest threats.
Yes. And this is what I mean, Eric, about how everyone always blames the writing on Voyager. It's the writing sucks. It's really the writing sometimes, but it's the editing mostly. Like, who's shepherding this process? Who's checking the continuity? Who's saying to them, well, no, let's not do that. Let's have a security team being killed. We can't constantly be making these elite Starfleet people who are also astronauts, and they're, the best and the brightest of hundreds of worlds, the best and the brightest of hundreds of worlds, being so incompetent so often. Like, it's just easy to have an editor say that. No, let's have a security team killed. It's unfortunate, and we wind up with, let's say, 2 fewer crew members, but it's more believable for the viewer. It's just sloppy writing, isn't it? And it's annoying. And I know it annoys you as much as it annoys me. I love you, Eric.
Larry says, where's Servalan? She's on Blake 7. Where she belongs, buddy. Where she belongs. Lasher says C or B. Honestly, I did like it. And I like the Borg. I get why they went to the Borg, but I think the Vidians had potential to be Trek's next supervillain. What a waste.
Well, they certainly had the gruesome part down, and it made your skin crawl because they had no ethics. They would go and they would take organs out of people, and they could make you a living organ donor, or they could just remove all of your organs and kill you. So I like that comment, Lasher. That to me represents a terrifying villain.
Indeed. Lisa says B. Janeway is incredibly dangerous and takes too many risks against more powerful opponents. New Chakotay had would defy orders, while techno-humanity, well, we are on the way. Chakotay should be captain. Fiona says, I have yet to see in Voyager a battle of competence. Since the Borg are going to lose, they suddenly become incompetent after devastating most of the galaxy. The writers really do have nothing else.
Agreed.
True. This is the only trick in their bag. It's the same with intelligence. You can't expect incompetent writers to write about people acting competently. Good point. I would have loved to see intelligent tactics here. Species 8472 was more like original conception of the Borg, but they didn't have the visual effects they needed to put it on screen on the screen at the time. So it was interesting to see.
Yes. Their behavior indicates two-dimensional thinking.
Yep. and fluidic space is retarmable.
Fee. I love you,
I love
Fee.
it. Tomorrow, read one paragraph of a Scientific American article and thought. Oh, tomorrow? Maybe she means ooh, tomorrow read one paragraph of a Scientific American article and thought he was on to something. Probably clever. He clearly didn't understand the concept. Still, not the worst. C-. Thank you, Fiona.
Yep.
Chris Persia, the Vindicator of the Great White North, says C. We've lost an opportunity to prolong a true threat to not only the Borg but sentient life in a merely 2 episodes, while the Borg continue to remain a constant threat. Indeed. The weapon to defeat Species 8472, which would not be assimilated by the Borg, was to use Borg nanites. Okay, welcome aboard, Jerry Ryan. Yes, we do welcome her.
God, I love you, Chris Persia.
Gwag says, grade C. Well, at least it wasn't an Elix episode. Yeah, small mercies. Larry says 868473209 Jenny. And you put that up there.
Yeah, I enjoy it. Actually, Princess Fee 555, she wrote the most hysterical lyrics in the chat, and I almost starred those as well. So
you can.
thank you for not starring them.
No, I was just teasing
you. You would have had to sing. You would have had to sing.
You don't want that happening. Keely Chow, a member for 12 months. Thank you, Keely. Says, get the Ducks ready and bring on 7 of 9. The Ducks are going to win that game. I think, no, you might not. I don't know. Saban might not be able to beat them. I'm just teasing. You're probably going to win. No. You're probably going to win it, Keely. All right. Value of Nothing says C. Most season premieres are action-based nonsense, but I thought this time it actually had an impact on Seven's character. I thought they're kind of ripping off the ideas of TNG's iBorg. Yeah,
they were.
Absolutely.
They sure were. Boss, everyone wave hello to Ray Lucard.
Ray Lucard.
And Ray Lucard is sitting back at home laughing his butt off because he's loving the 8675309 jokes. So welcome, Ray. I hope you have a great time tonight.
Thanks,
if you need
Ray.
anything, let me know.
All right, buddy. Thank you, Ray. Good to see you.
Sorry for the interruption, boss.
In 1989, Ryan was chosen as Miss Illinois. She competed in the Miss America 1990 pageant, where she finished as 3rd runner-up. Indeed, yes. Indeed. Parker says, I will say that like you two, that the Borg are needed first from Q-Who as originally planned, but it leads to eventual overuse, as they do. It is great that DS9 created their own villains. Yeah. Or they actually borrowed some from TNG called Cardassians, but still, I know what you mean. And the Dominion, though, they did. You're right. That was their own villains. As to my review of Scorpion Part 2, it's just fair. It's just fair, but the new foe and species that is eventually finds deeper meaning later on. Jerry Ryan's last role that I really remember is in Flash, 1 season. B-. She was on that Flash show. I left after the 2nd season, so I didn't see it. Dave G. Sound says C. Identify as 10 of 9. Chuck Lee says Captain Picard is the real and the best captain. Sorry. Okay. Is the real and best captain?
I'm sorry.
Okay. I'm sorry too. You don't have to be sorry about it. I mean, even if I don't agree, I wouldn't want you to be sorry. I mean, I definitely think he's a crappy captain, but only because of the way it was written. It's not really the character's fault. Ray Lucard says we can give the episode 7 out of 9. Thank you, Ray. Good to see you. Fanty, outsidery. C. Shouldn't they have scheduled Insane Ways lobotomy 2+ years ago? If 7 is only a 7 of 9, what do the Borg consider a 9 of 9? Couldn't we have given Neelix to the Borg as a consolation prize? Well, look, the Borg's evil, but are they that evil? Come on.
Well, when you think about the size of a Borg cube, and they're saying that they work in these units, then they must have a lot of units. And if they only work in nines, I can see what Fanty's saying. It's like when you try to fathom the amount of Borg units that they would be, cobbling together with biological parts, what? That seems a very inefficient way of addressing these drones. There's just too many of them. Imagine if you had units of 9 with even something like a bee colony or an ant colony. Seems absurd. I agree with Fanty.
Your agonizer, please.
I'm not sure who deserves the agonizer more, him for encouraging you
or me
encouraging him.
How
could fluid even function? If you fire an energy weapon, you'd be boiling the fluid, so you'd be elimination volume from that universe. Same with electricity. Why not just deploy? I don't know. I'd tell you if I knew. I might tell you if I knew, or I might just withhold the information just to be a bastard. Electrical generators have them build a static charge and fire everything. It's a fluid if it connects electricity. Where's Neelix's toaster? But at least they traded up and got 7 of 9 in the sea. It's 9 of 9, 3.
We could have had a Glenn Close moment, Fanty. Just throw the toaster in the bathtub. Get it over with.
Yes, that's a James Bond moment. And finally, our last review of this episode, and I'm putting my foot down on that one. Mark D with a C, the chief engineer says B+. 7 of 9 is a great addition to the show. Some elements were a stretch. Let's put some Borg on the ship. What could go wrong? It's not like it's difficult to take over Voyager. No, that's for sure, isn't it? Wiping out the Borg did present an interesting dilemma for the captain, but Chakotay was right. Thankfully, they didn't remove all of 7's implants, so she stayed part Borg. Oh, boy. Go kick him. You didn't catch that bad joke?
Your agonizer, please.
Katie says the gift. Oh, we're not there yet. I'm sorry. But we've got you're first in line. Because we like for people to wait for us to, wait for the call for the reviews, or it messes me up. But that's okay, Katie, because I know you get yours in there now.
And Parker Luck, I'm going to put this up in the marquee because Parker Luck wants to say something to you.
Clobby, what I meant by the Flash episode was from the CW series. I know. I figured that's what you're talking about. I was referring. Wasn't it was the old show. Jerry's role in the CBS television series from '89. Oh, okay, she was on an episode of that. John Wesley Ship Show. Okay. Thanks, Parker. I forgot all about that.
And Dave is loving the implants joke, but I have some information for everyone because they're actually not implants. They were actually a breastplate that were molded and sculpted. So those nipples that you see on Jerry Ryan's outfit, and it's an entire, it's almost like hockey or football equipment, was actually something that was applied to her body that she called a feat of engineering. So they're not implants, but they are they are attached to her body. They're not real. They're a molded exoskeleton, I guess you could say. I don't know, but it's a part of the costume.
Right. So there you go, Mr. Implant Joke people. How you gonna take prep in your pipe and smoke it? Damn it.
Well, no, it's just a lot of people are like, how come she has such enormous breasts? Like, why are her chesticles so big in this outfit? And then later on, when we see her in Pea Hard and when we see her in real life, she doesn't look like that. Well, that's because they actually created a chest mold to make her breasts much larger and very perky, and with the fake nipples in the front and all of that. Anyway.
All right, there you go. Well, A+ for the costume designer, says Mark. Yeah, tough to argue with that. All right, can we let's see here. We're done with this one.
We are.
And before we start our next one, let's go ahead and take a look at our poll. We're not gonna take the poll down yet, but we have 51 votes. In first place is the question, of course, are you sad to see Cass go? In fourth place is no, she was annoying. I don't get a vote, everyone, by the way. I don't get a vote. In second place is nah, I'm good either way. In third place at 23% is a little, but I'm ready for 7. And way back at 6% is yes, I'll miss her. So at least somebody will miss her. That's a fair cop.
Someone out there will miss Cass. Super Cass.
Super Cass.
Ew.
What?
Cass. Super Cass. You're not going to believe who's here.
I'm going to miss that.
7,
Wolfie.
6-2. Wolfie, I love you. It's been so long. How are you, friend? And he says, beware
Wolfie.
chesticles containing nanites. I'm sending you a huge hug.
Wolfie, good to see you, buddy. Yeah, I'm going to miss the Supercast thing. Man, I just realized that's going to be outdated next week. Man, I'm going to miss Supercast.
Done
just that
and
video.
dusted.
Dang, I like that video. Oh.
Well, it'll clear up space on your desk, boss.
Yeah, but I'm going to miss it. All right, so our next episode, folks, is The Gift. And it's a gift, all right, especially if you voted a certain way in that poll. Am I right? The Gift. My good friend. So number 1, take it away.
I hope Mark has that video ready, because Mark made a little video and it is cherry. It is so cherry. Mwah, cherry perfection, hysterical. Okay, The Gift is season 4, episode 2. If you're following along in the companion or the celebration, this is production code 170. And this first aired on September 10th, 1997. Let's stay copyright compliant, shall we? I will be reading from wikipedia.org the plot, and let's see how bad it sucks. After the events of Scorpion, Voyager still remains without working warp propulsion and is infested with Borg technology. 7 of 9, the Borg drone saved from the destruction of her cube, has her connection with the Borg collective severed. Her body begins to reject Borg technology. The doctor must remove the majority of her Borg implants so she can recover. During the operation, she starts to have a seizure caused by an implant in her brain. Kes uses her increasingly powerful telepathic abilities to disable the implant and stop the seizure. 7 of 9 is not used to being an individual and repeatedly demands to be returned to the collective. Captain Janeway refuses and asks her to help with removing the Borg technology in Voyager systems. Working on repairs, 7 sees a transmitter and tries to send a message to the Borg. Kes, meditating with Tuvok to try and get her telepathic powers under control, senses that something is wrong. And Kes uses her abilities to create an electrical surge that disables 7. 7 is taken to the brig, where she has a long talk with Janeway about her separation from the collective. Janeway brings 7 of 9 information about her past before assimilation. She was a human girl named Annika Hansen. The new information enrages her, and her wish to return to the Borg remains unchanged. Whoever wrote this, you deserve multiple shin kicks, maybe not just to the shins. Meanwhile, Kes and her ex-lover, I don't advocate for violence. Meanwhile, Kes and her ex-lover Neelix, gross, grody to the max, man. Ew. Talk about their past. Luckily, they don't discuss any intimacies, and he doesn't call her sweeting. Praise Jesus. She demonstrates her new powers. Neelix is hurt as the table they are sitting on starts to change. It doesn't start to change. Neelix is hurt as the table they are sitting at starts to change. Who wrote this?
Change.
You deserve a one-way ticket into the agony booth where we can Ron Popeil you. That means set it and forget it. The ship's structural integrity begins to destabilize, as does Kiss's body. The Doctor is unable to explain this reaction. He only knows that her powers must be suppressed or she might die. Kiss tells Janeway she has decided to leave Voyager so as not to endanger the ship. She boards a shuttle and puts some distance between herself and Voyager. As her anatomic structure destabilizes, she contacts Voyager and tells them that she's about to give them a gift. The ship hurtles through space, ending up safely beyond Borg space, 10 years closer to home. The Doctor completes the removal of most of Seven's Borg implants, largely restoring her human appearance. He also stimulates the regrowth of her hair and fits her with a skin-tight silver outfit. Seven expresses satisfaction with her new appearance. Janeway tells her that she will be allowed to move about the ship once she proves she can be trusted. And that is all Wikipedia has to say about the gift. Captain, my captain, mon capitaine, please tell me, what did you think of the gift?
Okay, let me tell you and let's see if I don't know if any of you might agree with this or not. Maybe I'm way off base. You can correct me because I do have a short attention span. Yes, the word stand instead of span, proving that I have a terrible. Not only am I extraordinarily uneducated, but I miss words and mess things up. So I may have missed something. All right. I don't care how far-fetched or crazy something is. If you give me an explanation that works in the context, even of fantasy fiction or whatever. For example, we know what happened to Gary Mitchell to an extent. We know,
We do.
Sort of explained. For example, we know what the Squire of Gothos was to a point. We know what Q is. We know what in other episodes where a being ends up with, these powers and evolving into some sort of other type of a being. It's usually to a point in some way or another. It's explained. Whether we like the explanation, that's irrelevant. It's explained. All we know is that throughout the course of the series, once in a while, Kes would experience these telepathic abilities and even telekinetic powers. Okay, that's all fine and good. Even though we're not, although I was always annoyed because they never really give you a really much of an explanation of it. In fact, I don't remember ever getting any satisfactory explanation of it.
No, there is none.
So when you do this episode, fine, you're getting rid of the actors for whatever reason. You're getting rid of the character. It's going to be, a tearful goodbye and all this kind of stuff. Your reason is she's not getting killed off like, with, you could just, in a normal way, you could get rid of a character or deciding to stay on another planet, for example, right? Different various ways you can deal with such a thing. In this case, she just evolves into this godlike being, and nothing explains why. She's not like the Q is giving her the power. Some other passing race sees her abilities and gives her nothing. It's not explained. I know, and don't give me this crap about her coming back 3 years later. I don't want to hear that. I can't buy into anything that happens or get emotionally wrapped up in this tearful goodbye to her because they don't tell us what the hell is going on.
It's Ocampan menopause. She went from toddler to menopause instantly. Dun, 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 dun.
There you go, Parker. There you go, Parker. Charlie X. We know the Phasians. Again, explanations. They don't have to even be great explanations, but they're explanations within the context of the fiction that we happen to be writing or reading or watching or what have you. This is just like, okay, we're getting rid of her. We want her to leave the show. Kill her. No, we usually kill characters. How about we just give her those powers we play with all the time with her? Let's just let her evolve into a powerful super being, and then she'll just leave and go explore space. Really? Go screw yourself. It's just so mindless and lazy. Anyway, maybe I'm wrong. Again, none of you may agree with that, but go for it with your notes.
Okay. First, I have to ask Chris to do something for me because I didn't look it up while I was doing my notes, and I should have. Did Joe Menosky, did he write Transfigurations?
I think he did.
Okay, because I have a
I don't know about that one.
Yeah, I have a huge issue with Transfigurations and the regurgitation of stories because, I'm always talking about this, and a lot of people don't like me because I talk about this, but this idea that you keep reusing the name Nemesis, you keep reusing story titles, you keep reusing story ideas, and you recycle them over and over again. And, I talk about this quite a bit, but when I'm online and people are saying, oh, that episode where this happens, and they're wondering why I can't remember the episode, I can really tell that that person has not watched the 735, because there's so much recycling that there's no possible way anyone would be able to remember, because it could be 3 or 4 episodes. This is one of them. Anyway,
Well,
Janeway says,
by the way, I just wanted to say, everyone, if you could please correct me if I'm wrong about any of that, but I forgot to say one thing. The other stuff with Seven, that was kind of, they're just getting started with their character, so some of that I didn't really mind too much. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. So Janeway says that 7 of 9 wouldn't survive being returned to the collective because 7 of 9 requires human medical care. This is terrible writing. The Borg are masters of medical care and the suppression of the human immune system. They can control traits and physiology. This is a nonsense statement. So once again, we have Joe Menosky making a total fool out of himself. Here is going to blow Chris and Eric away. Tuvok uncharacteristically orders guards on 7 of 9. It only took him 4 seasons and 3 Borg episodes. Tuvok is bloody brilliant. Sarcasm, insert sarcasm. Super Kess does surgery with her brain on a brain. And I can't believe, like all you think about if you are a Star Trek fan is the pain is gone. And of course, this is a moment that happens in Transfigurations in TNG. And not only is it completely reminiscent of that, it's so like it that you feel disgusted in the recycling. And I believe it's actually even the same person who's recycling it. I believe Joe Menosky wrote Transfigurations. Robert Picardo is brilliant as the Doctor. I adore him. What a delicious creature he is. He's such a fine actor, and he can take this complete and utter fetid shite and make it good. I just love it. Robert Picardo, you are wonderful. Super Kess controls the universe on a deeper level than subatomic. And now Kess is a god. Transfigurations. We finally get the breakup scene with Chicken Man and Super Toddler. So Chicken Man and Super Toddler finally sit down and discuss why they broke up. This should have happened a long time ago. We should have been told, we're not going to be together anymore. Otherwise, it would just be chalked up to her possession, which it was. So it makes no sense, and it's more sloppy writing, and it's more sloppy editing. Why would a Vulcan master double the price of a meditation lamp? Not only is that unethical for a Vulcan to do, but Starfleet personnel are stationed out of Earth, which has no currency. So there would be no reason for Janeway and Tuvok to go to a Vulcan master in some market somewhere and pay double the price the minute they saw Starfleet uniforms. Once again, Joe Menosky and the editorial team here are sucking it and sucking it hard. Why? Why are you the way you are? We're returning to a very old TNG script. Kess is experiencing transfigurations. There is nothing new on offer here. It's cheap, and it's a way of getting her off the show. And then I wrote, the infamous suit is revealed. Now, we had some talk in the chat earlier on about how much Jerry Ryan loved her suit. That's not true. Jerry Ryan hated her suit. She thought it was totally misogynistic, and sort of made fun of the fact that her entire chest was actually a plate that was applied to her body. It wasn't her real body. She was also quoted as saying that she didn't have quite the right body they were looking for, so they recreated it with a corset that made it impossible for her to breathe. It made it impossible for her to sit down. And apparently it took about an hour for her to use the washroom. to go to the toilet. So not only did she object to it and say that the costume was, demeaning and so on and so forth, but complained about it quite a bit, including the fact that her breasts were not her real breasts. I actually kind of like that she said that because, whatever. But yeah, she hated the outfit, and those are not her real nipples. I hate to break that to you, folks, but it's more akin to a stab plate that a police officer would wear than a costume. So those were completely molded, like I said, hockey or football equipment, and the corset was so constricting. The poor woman could not breathe. She could not bend down. She could not sit down. She could not bend at her waist at all. And I believe in one interview, she even said that she was given oxygen, where she asked if she could have oxygen because she had trouble breathing. I would need to check that again to make sure that that's 100% accurate. But yeah, completely hated the costume. But the costume worked. She looked fabulous, and created a huge thing in Star Trek. So overall, I think this episode is complete and utter shite, but it is a lot of fun for people who like the Borg. And it was very nice in 1997 to have a beautiful woman who is incredibly sexy, presented in a very sexy way, added to a Star Trek Voyager. It was a long time coming, and it was good. Although they probably shouldn't have said that because there are a lot of people who are going to make that into a pun. So let's not say we did. This is a C- for me, boss.
Okay, no, that's fair enough. I mean, I think I have it at what I put. Yeah, I went with a D because I'm dinging it for not giving you. And I mean, I don't mind any of the stuff with the stuff with sevens, okay and fine, whatever. But I just didn't like what they, just find some plausible way to get rid of the character. I don't buy into anything they did with her. It was just kind of a lazy crap, so it really kind of aggravated me. But I got you. So let's go ahead and let's make quick work of this one, my friends. Please come forward with any rating you may have for the gift and any words you may have, and I will bring us some Max Redstone Entertainment. Here we go. All right, so folks, the master of the limerick has struck again. Here he is, The Gift by Maximum Redstone. Here we go. Kess is building brain power. 7 of 9 is really quite sour. An escape is quick made, and Voyager makes a trade. A bowl of fire for a fresh flower. Nice neatness. Well done, Max. All right, buddy. All right, let's see what our dear friend Katie says, the ultimate Voyager fan. She says, The Gift, A+. So long, farewell, Kess. She says, out of all the goodbyes they could have given her, this was a beautiful way to write her off. Best hair and makeup as well in this episode. 7's early development begins as well with that famous duct tape. And we get tiny glimpses into her as she says what her favorite color was. Janeway's mother's skills begin to start as well. Great. So there you go. And she also says, beautiful episode. Thank you. Thank you, Katie. And now we're going to take a bit of a pause before we go back to the reviews. We have a treat for you. Thanks to the chief engineer. I'm gonna go ahead and take a chance on this one.
Did he do it?
No, he didn't do what you said to do.
Oh, he didn't clip it? Oh,
no.
It might cause trouble.
You want to take a chance? You think I should? He doesn't. I mean, I hate to be in the middle of you two arguing over it, but I mean, I don't know what else to do. I mean,
if he did it on his YouTube and he didn't get in trouble, I think you might be safe.
So far. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to take the chance because I mean, he goes to all that trouble, and
this is such a great video. But what we're talking about, folks, is if YouTube will allow us that first 8 seconds of the video, and that is my concern. I'm thinking that it's going to be so long that we might get into a bit of trouble over it. But I hope we don't, because Mark ran it on his channel with the first 8 seconds, and it was okay. So the thing is that we have to show this to you because this is a stroke of genius. Mark is hysterical, and he created a very, very funny video. So I hope that explains what we're talking about.
This is worth it for him, for the work he put into this one. And here we go, everyone, folks. This is dedicated. Oh, wait a minute. Kess. Hang on a second. All right, now.
Atomic structure is completely destabilizing.
I give to you.
Cass, Super Cass.
Well done.
That is good stuff. I mean,
Well done,
when he
Chief
said that
Engineer.
to me over the walkie-talkies, I laughed for like 15 minutes.
Well done, Chief Engineer. We'll see what happens.
Oh, good stuff. Good stuff.
He's
Thank you
worth
so
the risk.
much for making that for us, Mark.
All right, so let's see. We have Lasher says a D. Would have been an F, but it is a transitional episode. It is that. I probably shouldn't have exactly said that word, should I? Chris Parker says, Raquel, are you saying it was a long road getting from there to here? I bet she
Yes.
was.
That is exactly what I was saying.
Long road. All right, Shooter says C-. I don't see what everyone is getting so worked up with this 7 of 9 character. I'm almost at the end of the episode, and she is just a holy cow. Without the Borg stuff on, she is hot. Amazing. An episode that has maintained continuity from the previous episode with the Borg modifications still present in the ship. I did not think the writers were capable of this.
Shooter.
Yes, I hear you. Speaking of kicking Kess out, should we kill her off? Have her leave to return home? No. Let's make her become godlike in power and ascend, as it were. That's not insulting at all. Yes. Why would they? It was such an idiotic idea. Did Janeway's description of the Borg actually make the collective sound appealing? I mean, purpose and a sense of belonging. Was Janeway secretly trying to get assimilated? Assimilated? Yeah, I don't know. 7 of 9 says, this is a necessary episode given the situation, but it is not the most engaging. The big payoff is the standard 7 costume reveal at the end. I mean, come on. As I said before, hot as heck. Well, yes, yeah, there's no question about that. I'm with you there, sir. Dave G. Sound says, A+. Parting is such sweet sorrow. Have we not heard the chimes at midnight? So good night, Kess. A masterful piece of writing. Kess finally leaving is this one is aggressively rewatched. Is why this one is aggressively rewatched. Is it? Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Dave G. F is the rating from Babadoom 1. He says, another derivative episode. This comes from the TNG episode Transfiguration.
It does.
Yep. Another piece of lazy writing. At least they did Kess's hair and makeup. I wish they had given her a real send-off. I hear you.
Yeah. Everyone, say good evening to SP4H. Good evening, SP4H.
Hey.
Thank you so much for joining us. If you need anything, let us know.
Yeah, what's up, SP4H? Good to see you. Welcome. Hope you're doing well. Maximum Redstone says B-. The dual coming-of-age stories are somewhat satisfying to watch. I enjoy that We Are Borg is as scary as an insurance commercial. Dun, 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 dun. It's
God, I love you, Max.
It's super right. Super Kess. Yes. It's Super Kess. Literally, she's on fire. Oh well, if George C. Scott couldn't keep the fire starter around, that was a dumb movie, by the way. What chance did Janeway and Tuvok have? One dose of Super Kess is enough.
Oh God, Max, you're crying. As scary as an insurance commercial.
That's a good one. That is a good one.
It
is interesting to see.
This is cold.
It is interesting to see Janeway take power of attorney. When will 7 of 9 regain capacity in a legal sense? There's a truly close and intimate moment between Janeway and 7. Kess has her coup de grace. The ship is almost destroyed. Sadly, Neelix is only slightly injured. But Kess is gone. We got 7 of 9, and now we're now 10,000 light years closer to home. Party time! Excellent. Yes, sir. You got it, Max. All right. Let's see. Wonderful. Communications Officer Jill says C-. It's a treat that past events have lasting effects, but it's trounced by nonsensical Kess powers. Never developing her abilities before, they just ramp it up to 11 for no reason. How bizarre! Yes,
it goes to 11, not 10. It goes to 11.
Right. However, I did enjoy that this dealt with the ethics of patient rights, which Janeway argues are invalid because 7 has been indoctrinated since she was 7 years old. Yes, sir.
She corrects that. I think it's 6. I think she's 5 or 6, and I think Jill actually corrects herself in the chat on that one.
Okay, good. Due to the danger to the crew, she cannot be returned to the collective, but neither can Janeway allow her to die. This is a great way to highlight 7's loneliness and her dilemma. Thank you. Jill, and Enigmatic Drop Bear says a D. Super Kess. Super Kess. Super Kess. Super duper Kess. I'm sensing a pattern here. What are you trying to say? Are you trying to say
Kess? Super Kess.
I'm gonna miss that. Man, I'll miss it. I hope Max has a limerick to lampoon this one. He did. A good one. It's ripe for it. I do it, but I lack his immense talent. Well, he's one talented fellow, but I know you were a great writer as well, sir. So they decide they are going to wake up 7, but the security chief decides he'll prioritize guided meditation, with Super Kess, and Insane Way is okay with that, right? Yep.
What? Yeah.
So they decide they are going to wake up 7, but the security. Oh, did I read that one?
Yes.
Oh, I thought maybe it was there twice by accident or something. Okay, sorry about ED. Super Kess said she loves the Chicken Man and always will. Wait a minute. Did you say
Kess? Super Kess.
Draw that man in a chicken suit.
It's the Chicken Man!
Super Kess said she does will. Then she turns into an Ian. An Ian?
Yeah, Ian.
Punch Voyager 9,500 light years down the road, and everyone almost lives happily ever after. Yay! I really disliked a lot of this, but the EMH did some fine work on 7. She is a very easy on the eye, a clever ploy to distract us from the awful writing and devious-ness.
Boss, I
Yes.
have to announce that my buddy Mazerus is here. Maze!
Hey!
Marvelous guitar player, good friend of mine, Mazerus. Everyone say hello to Mazerus.
Hey.
And he answered your poll. So I think he's been with us for a little while.
Good to see you, Maze. Oh, Jill said correction from my review since she was 6 years old. Thank you,
she's
Jill.
6 years old, yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Eric K., the wrencher of the bronze one, says C-. Why didn't Kess move them all the way home? Yeah, why not, huh? At least we are done with the Borg now. Maybe they will come up with something new and good now.
Wouldn't that be so fulfilling, Eric? Because then she would take on the duties. I said duty of the caretaker. Send them home.
She should have, but then the show would be over, and boy, would we be happy.
Yeah, but then they could actually write about strange new worlds. seeking out
They
new
wouldn't.
life forms and
They
new
need their gimmick of
civilizations.
being. They need their gimmick of being stuck in the Delta Quadrant.
They do.
Value of Nothing Says D, where no man has gone before, is about absolute power corrupting absolutely. This episode was about, well, nothing, I think. Thank you, Value. I'm right there.
What
I'm
a
right
great
there
review.
on the
What a
same
great
page with you.
review.
Yes, indeed. Lisa says, A, leaving a cult echo chamber Borg is traumatic. Well portrayed here. It is traumatic. Well portrayed here, sorry. Kess passing the hot chick torch to 7 of 9's wardrobe breastplate was a good decision by somebody. Farewell, Kess.
Lisa, Lisa,
Well
if I
said,
haven't
Lisa.
told you this week, I love you.
We love you, Lisa. Thank you.
What a great review.
Professor R2 says, meh out of 10. Not bad, but irritating that from here on the show becomes the 7 of 9 show. Guest starring the rest of the cast. All those prosthetics to make her look like a member of the species 362, 36, 24, 36. Should have spaced those. Thank
Good
you,
stuff.
Professor.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Good stuff, Prof. All right. Parker Luck says the gift feels like likely the most unwanted one that I want under my Christmas tree this year, or any year for that matter. My rating is C+. Thank you so much.
Fair, Parker, fair.
Fiona says she's gone, and I don't care how, and I don't care a house so part of me wants to give it an A+. But I thought I was watching a very bad retread of a TNG ep. Kinda. Turns out it was, yeah. What does telepathy have to do with surgery? I don't know. As it turned out, it was a very bad idea to give Jennifer Lean a bunch of free time.
Yeah, it was
I'm sure this is the least favorite episode of all the. Well, I don't want to really put stuff like that in a review, but I mean, I understand.
Fair to say, though. Fair to say.
No, it's true.
I don't like the actress for the exact same reason. So, I can see why Princess Fiona would be disappointed, disgusted, and would dislike her. She elicits that response. So I respect Fiona's.
Well, I agree with it, absolutely. I mean, I guess I'll go ahead and read it. I mean, it's the kind of thing we really,
Yeah. Well, the thing is, though, is it appropriate for the algorithm? I don't know, but I will say this: I do agree with Princess Fiona. That's heinous. What happened was heinous.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, but it's kind of not. It's just the show. We're just about reviewing the episodes, but I'll go ahead and read it because it is Fiona. Let's see. I'm sure this is the least favorite episode of all the children she abused. Can't blame the crew for that, though. Okay, it's a fair comp. It's just that, usually that's kind of not what we do here necessarily, but we just review the episodes. But that's okay. We love Fiona. So.
People are happy to see her go now that they know what she did, though. So I respect it.
Yeah. If the Borg can assimilate healthy humans, not to mention other species, then why couldn't they take 7 back? This is an absurd excuse that makes no sense in its own context. Stupid.
Yeah, I said that at the start of my review as well. It's like the Borg are experts. They're cannibals. What they are is they're technology that cannibalizes living things and uses living things and their body parts. So the doctors say, well, or I think it's Janeway who says, "Oh, we can't return you. You need medical care." What? Huh?
This is the other type of story that Voyager does. Either an episode of Law and Order grafted into the future, or a made-up and magical bull-poopy fest. Science is the operative word in science fiction. Yep. True. When the writers don't understand science, you're not going to get good sci-fi. At least Tuvok got some guards, and it only took him 3 years to learn. 10 years is an insult. Why not 30 or 50? F. Fiona gives it an F. Alrighty. Bubba Doom. Yeah, he's got a member for 11 months. Thank you. Buddy, appreciate that. Thanks for being here. Kess is gone. This means eyes on Neelix. You can put your eyes on Neelix if you want. I don't want mine anywhere near him. Chris Persia says D. Having someone ascend was done better in 1984 in the movie Starman or in Stargate SG-1, where they at least explained the reasoning behind it. At least Kess is gone, yes. Ray Lucard says Tuvok 7 is better at stopping threats. She is now head of security. Dave G. Sound says, imagining shoeless Neelix. Why in God's name would you do that? Mazarus. Howdy. No, I was not sad to see Kess go. The species was just enough humanoid, yet just enough departed from humanoid to be annoying. Does Raquel, the Raquel noise, yes. He loves it. Fancy says D for the Dixie Cup shuttle dispenser. Sure, Cass take one will make more. It looks like someone in the writing room picked up a copy of Dark Phoenix Saga. What's next? Yes, true. But she was good in this one. Cass off to eat a star. Yeah, she does become Dark Phoenix later, doesn't she? Spoiler. Maybe. I think this was just the overrun bits from the last episode, as there is too much connectivity between stories, and we know they don't care enough for that. Sure, Cass pushes them 10 years. Why not 20 light years? 7 of 9 was at Wolf 359 and is already 70 odd years away.
Yeah.
From not like the Borg will no longer be a threat, and we know the writers cannot create anything new exciting. There you go.
Yeah.
I guess we don't have a review from the engineer yet, our chief engineer yet, do we?
No, I don't think so.
Must be busy.
Unless I was asleep at the wheel.
Yeah, well, I guess. Hey, Dad, man.
I don't think so. Oh, did Dadman just walk through the door? I'm scrolling backwards. Scrolling. Dadman, Clan!
Good to see you. Hope you're doing all right, buddy. All right.
Yeah, Shooter, a lot of people bring that up. It's the second time that Voyager does that. They say that different people survived Wolf 359. Oh,
yeah.
Here comes Mark.
C- says the chief engineer. He's Mark D with a C. Says the gift was Kess leaving the show. She was a poorly conceived character that never meshed well with the rest of the crew. Now we know why the actress had to leave, and Fuller came up with the ridiculous idea of her becoming a god. Was that idiot Brian Fuller that could take on the Beyonder? Yeah, she's pretty much the Beyonder now. It was a gimmick that had none of the gravitas of When a No Man Has Gone before. The subplot with 7 was interesting, but the rest of the episode was a mess. Do they have a shuttlecraft replicator on board? Boy, they need one.
Yeah, and I mean, you could easily answer that with, well, they can replicate one or they can replicate parts or whatever, but, why are they using the holodeck then? Remember, we solved the every scientific stumbling block, every scientific hurdle, bulwark, as far as energy goes, but, Voyager has to stop at Texaco every 365 miles. Good evening, Salty Traveler.
Salty
Traveling Sea.
Hey, man, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Everyone, please go subscribe to the Salty Traveling channel. Sea Traveling channel, it is. And I hope you're doing well, buddy. Always good to see you, my friend. All right, so are we ready for our next thrilling episode?
Yeah, let's do it, boss.
All right, folks. Our next episode is Day of Honor.
Mm-hmm. Day of Honor is season 4, episode 3. If you're following along in the companion or in the celebration, and I know Mark is, so you can trust the things he says. The production code is 172. This first aired on September 17th, 1997. And let's stay copyright compliant, shall we? I will be reading the plot as written by the nincompoops at wikipedia.org. It is the Day of Honor, a time each year when Klingons undertake personal reflections on their goals and actions. B'Elanna Torres is not happy. Well, what else is new?
Yeah.
She has to work with 7 of 9, whom she cannot stand. She has been hostile towards her friend Tom Paris lately because she is uncomfortable accepting gestures of friendship. Even worse, an accident in engineering forces her to eject the warp core to save the ship. B'Elanna and Tom take a shuttle out to recover the core, a ship run by the whatever species, I don't care, I'm not saying that stupid word. A race of energy-starved aliens reaches it first. The aliens put a tractor beam on it and prepare to tow it away. B'Elanna warns them not to tractor the core, since doing so is dangerous and could cause the core to explode, killing everyone. The aliens try to chase them off, firing at their shuttlecraft and causing a hull breach. B'Elanna and Tom have barely enough time to don spacesuits and beam themselves off the shuttle before it explodes. They float alone together in space and watch as the aliens depart. Voyager receives a distress call from 2 lost crew members who have a limited amount of oxygen in their spacesuits. This ship is held up by the aliens who demand supplies in exchange for the warp core. The Borg-hating aliens also demand 7 of 9. Hubba, hubba. I should say that. That's actually really bad. Anyway, she manages to satisfy them by building them a thorium generator that would provide all the energy they need. They are so pleased they return the warp core and agree to let them keep 7. Whoever wrote this, like, I'm they agree to let him keep 7 and they demand 7 of 9.
Shit.
You know, like, I can't help but making fun of it, even though it's in such poor taste that you can't help it. Anyway,
I can't help it.
as B'Elanna and Tom float in the vacuum of space, they begin to feel dizzy as their oxygen runs out. When they start to lose consciousness, they say goodbye to each other. B'Elanna insists she cannot die without telling Tom the truth. It takes some effort to admit it, but she tells Tom that she loves him. She
loves him,
really
yay!
loves him. She loves him. Moments later, Voyager arrives and beams them aboard. And that is all Wikipedia has to say about the fetid dirty diaper, the fetid adult dirty diaper known as Day of Honor. Would you please tell me what you think of this complete and utter fetid maggot-filled shite, Captain?
Hey, Adrian
Fontaine
J.
just walked through the door of Vic Fontaine. Give us a song, man. Give us a song.
Hey, Vic, and Adrian James is also here. Hey.
Hey, good evening, Adrian.
Yo, Adrian, what's up? Good to see you.
Hey, Adrian.
So,
Adrian.
do we really have to review this episode? I guess we can.
Yes,
We may as well,
yes, we do.
since they went to all that trouble to making it and everything, right? Am I right? Yeah. Wow. Yeah, it's just. Oh, I mean, there's worse crap out there, but I just don't really. I mean, by Voyager standards, but it still sucks. It's like, I mean, I can't even work up anything for it. It's just, she's annoying as hell with her Day of Honor. She just stop it with they just want an excuse to have some Klingons on there.
Nah.
Some actual Klingons instead of the Kmart Klingons this time, but they were in the holodeck.
No, I believe the point of this was actually to move the romance forward.
It was
It's
that.
by
It was, of
Jerry
course.
Taylor, and she wanted a romantic, the Love Boat.
It was that, and then you had this freaking these stupid aliens. What are they? I don't know what they're called either, but they were so annoying.
I think it's the Katati.
I think they're called the Entitlees. What they're all entitled because they ask for help. Janeway is rightly so, because any Federation ship would try to help them if they could. They try to help them, and then they want more. Oh, you're not doing enough, and then they try to guilt trip the ship. Said, "Look, you guilt tripping guns after all we did. Get out of there. Get off of this ship."
Mm-hmm.
And then they go after the them with the warp core thing. They go after the Voyager's warp core, and they destroy another shuttle. Like someone says, they must have. This is the beginning of season 4. They must have gone through 70 shuttles already.
It's ridiculous.
Where are they getting the shuttles?
I don't know, but Princess Fiona and I hate it because it all
It's
goes back to
stupid.
that energy. That the fact that they have to stop every 350 kilometers at Tesco, Texaco, I mean, and fill up. I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous.
And in the previous episode, correct me if I'm wrong, but they were jumped up like 10 light years or 10 years. They were given a big boost by Keskod goddess,
Yeah,
right?
so that's something I've always found
So
perplexing. So how does Neelix,
how does
who
Neelix
way back at
exactly?
that, yeah,
Yeah,
like
Neelix.
you
How does he
remember?
know about it?
Yeah, remember that nebula where he was like he met up with his old buddy there who was way too far out
Right, he didn't
for
know
and
anything about that far out in space.
yeah, that's right. I've never been this far before.
But all of a sudden, he's back to being an expert. So
Yeah, and apparently, yeah. Anyway, I'm just so happy that the coral heads aren't here.
yeah, I guess that's something. So yeah, that's better than Katamark Klingons. Anyway, again, some of the stuff with Seven was fine. I mean, they're still trying to, they're moving her character along. They're adding a little more to her character each week. Obviously, we're in the early stages of building her character. I got to admit, all the jokes aside about how she looks and great and all that kind of stuff, I do think it is an interesting concept, and they do. I like the character fine. You get bits and pieces of that, and you got the stuff with these aliens, but it's just so boring. The whole episode was just made to. Just to hell with it. Go ahead and do your notes because this is worth it. This thing is not worth the time.
Well, I love 7 of 9 too. Like I think that it was a stroke of genius to bring her onto the show.
Yeah.
They created a costume that made her look like something out of a comic book, and it was great fun for the show. In 1997, we were like, oh, finally something interesting. It's better than Brillo Pad Munchkin there, who was not interesting to me at all. And then they tried to overqualify her like they did with Beverly Crusher. Beverly Crusher would have been in university for 300 years, given all of the PhD she would have, right? And they were doing the same thing with Cass. So I was very happy to see Jerry Ryan. But she's not my favorite, and her behavior on social media is I'm not impressed. I don't like anybody who talks bad about Gene Roddenberry and has all this stuff to say about how misogynistic the show is and blah blah blah. Look, you signed up for it.
With Ptolemy's minion.
And the pepperoni. Hey!
So
good to see you.
Good to see you, Ptolemy. I hope you're doing well.
Yeah.
But look, I wonder if she thought her paychecks were misogynistic.
Yeah, and this is the thing. Like, I didn't take any screenshots.
Michael Beacom, by the way.
Oh, good evening, Michael and Cassandra Beacom.
Michael, Cassandra.
Yeah, like, do you remember when Kate Mulgrew and Jerry Ryan were basically like, tag teaming Star Trek when the Filth was coming out and talking about how the new Filth was going to, rub away all of the sins of Star Trek. And their behavior, both of them online, was just like, what?
Yeah, screw them.
What the hell am I like? Why?
Yeah, the hell with them. Okay, so notes on this scintillating episode.
Okay, so this is voted on multiple Star Trek forums and articles for people who enjoy that sort of thing as one of the most romantic episodes in Star Trek. Which makes me just want to puke. Science fiction isn't for figuring out the tingling of your naughty bits. Science fiction is for ideas. It's supposed to be about science. You know what I mean? If you feel a tingling in your nether regions, you probably shouldn't be watching Star Trek. Anyway,
oh my God!
The romance episode.
Oh shit!
The romance novel episode. You've got Vorik back on the scene. Then you've got Tom and Belana. Oh, I love you. I really love you. And then we have 7 of 9 making goo-goo eyes at Chakotay, which in 1997 caused an uproar with fans because fans were looking for more of an adult relationship. They enjoyed the sexual tension between Robert Beltran and Kate Mulgrew. They thought that that was terrific and that should remain attention. But this whole the whole goo goo eyes, starting with 7 of 9 breastplates and Chipotle, is it. So it begins. So this is rated
Plates.
by breastplate. Well, no, plates. I think they were separate. Anyway, so that is what this is starting. And so we have to remember Vorik, and then we puke over that, and his love for Belana. And now Belana is, I love you, Tom. I really do. I love you. And then, of course, 7 of 9, bumping her breastplate up against Chipotle. It's just uninteresting to me. This is not why I watch Star Trek. This is an episode filled with extremely bad acting. A lot of people trying to hold back smiles as they deliver their lines. Watch for it. I rewatch Star Trek every year. Starting on January 1st, I watch the 735. I watch them in chronological order while I'm on my exercise machine running 5 U.S. miles. I say U.S. miles because I'm a Canadian and it's not 5 kilometers on my machine. It's 5 miles. Anyway, I watch like 2-3 episodes every day. Okay, keep watching this and you will see how bad the suck is. And I don't give a single shite about the prehistoric bird people who are just selfish, weird, grubby, scrounging losers. And then I wrote in yelling all caps, and I didn't underline it, but I did use an exclamation point. Boring.
Yes, it was boring. Whole episode's boring.
Yeah, it's an F.
Yeah, I must concur. It's just nothing good about it at all. It's a freaking F. Screw it. I'm with you there. So, my friends, let fly with your any ratings and words you may have about the scintillating Day of Honor. And while you are doing so, number one will capture those, and I will bring us some maximum redstone infotainment. Okay. All right. Day of Honor by the great Max Redstone. Okay. Pain from the stick and a Targ heart. Voyager loses its most powerful part. Katadi who fight unfair and love that grows in thin air. With enough thorium for Katadi to bogart. Well done. Maximum as always. Nice, buddy. Thank you. Alrighty then. Let's see what we have set up so far. Victor Fontaine says, Hail, shooter. I'm going to try to be good with the 7 or 9 episodes, but it will be difficult. Okay, that's not a review. Let's see. All right. Fiona says, an actual Jerry Ryan quote. Basically, until I started dating Brandon Braga, once I was dating the boss. Funny how things suddenly cleaned up. Yes, I bet they did. Yeah, Braga. No. There are other things about her that I won't go into because they're not appropriate here in terms of world politics. But yeah. Enigmatic Drop Bear says F. This is in this installment of. Sorry. You okay?
This is so good.
In this installment of The Bold and the Beautiful, 7 is lonely and wants a job, but can they trust her? Tom fails to reconcile with Bullshart, so he hits on 7.
Oh my God, Edie, this might be your best review ever.
Belancourt throws throws out Voyager's toys so they can't move anymore. So Fail Away sends them to the naughty corner shuttlecraft to work out their differences and get the toys.
This is just savage, and I'm loving every minute of it. I love this, Edie.
But it's okay because Tom and Bellover kiss and make up in space. And just before bulimia, dies, she professes her love for Tom. So sad. But don't worry, Voyager to the rescue on its white stallion. Hang on, more coming up. By the way, I'm having some bad weather here. If I lose it, you have to take over and hopefully Mark can help. Seven in a nick of time reveals she can make the tech the aliens really need. That makes the aliens happy, and they give back Voyager's toys. And that's it. The story idea my fourth grade teacher asked me to present to the class. She failed me. It made me sad. Fantastic. ED, that's brilliant, as always.
That was like he won the internet.
Big time.
Enigmatic Dropper, you won the internet for this evening. I am declaring you the winner of the internet for this evening, and I love you.
Tip top, buddy. Tip top. Let's see. Here we go. Bubba Doom says D-. The writers of this episode are destined for Greythor. They will be punished for their dishonor by Feklar. If Seven can make this magical generator, can't Voyager use it? Evidently not. It's only for this episode. Don't you know that? Jill says D-. One of the most annoying aspects is why they force B'Elanna to have the stereotype of the Klingon with a bad temper. At least Spurpies is more difficult to contact within your spacesuits. For me, Seven saves this and this from an F. She handles the mistrust and wariness of the crew with calm and detached Borg analysis. Jerry Ryan is splendid at retaining her range to make it believable. Let's see. 3. Seven is learning to be an individual and get away from the Klingon having a temper tantrum that isn't quelled until another shuttlecraft blows up so B'Elanna can learn why she pushes people away. Yes, Jill, indeed-ishness. Let's see. This was supposed to be a B'Elanna episode, but my thoughts gravitating to wonder at Seven's attempt to sacrifice. That was much more interesting than hugging in space. Very well done, Jill. Thank you, Jill. Yes,
that was much more interesting than hugging in space. This is why I love Jill, okay? This is why Jill deserves
way to go, Jill.
Heaps of Trekkie love. This is much better than hugging in space.
By the way,
I'm going back on mute.
By the way, if you could look for me at 11:08, we have 2 of 2 for Parker, but I have nothing before that for his number 1. If you could see anything,
I'll go look.
Okay. Lisa says A. Seven's replicated high heels and a onesie for convenient bodily fluid elimination to help her fit in with the crew. Neelix's new space. He is worthless. That's true. Nothing like death to puke out love declaration. Fun. Thank you so much, Elisa. Eric K. says, D. Bangway is dumb. Why didn't they leave her with the Borg guy? I don't know. Bangway knowing Tom and B'Elanna going for a warp core and not thinking these people did not kill them. Show some passion and concern. Thank you, Eric K., brother, the Bronze Wrencher.
Found it. It wasn't numbered, and Parker told me in the second one that it wasn't numbered, so I went back and looked for the one that wasn't numbered. Thank you, Parker.
Thanks, Parker. Parker says, here's what I have to say of Day of Honor episode. It's very dull. In fact, every time I try to watch this one, I find myself falling asleep from just after the episode begins. Then I wake up and it ends. Okay, well, I hear you there, buddy. I certainly understand where you're coming from on that one, Parker. And then he says, my only good thing about Day of Honor is that at the same time, there is a crossover series in the novelization of the ongoing books released by Pocket Books Press. Sorry about not numbering my first. Okay, that's cool. No, it happens.
While I was looking for Parker's, did you read Lisa's and Eric's?
Yes.
You did? Okay, good. Just wanted to make sure we didn't miss them. And I just want to shout out to a Polymese minion and tell her thank you so much for that.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you, Apollo. You're extraordinary. We love you. Fiona, Princess Fiona says the Klingon Day of Contrivance. If the warp core was in any state to be reused or repaired, you would not have had to eject it in the first place. Again, not science fiction, but science contrivance. Yes. Let's see. What's the most annoying way we can contrive to stick these two and a shuttlecraft so we can't in a shuttlecraft so we can do a Valentine's Day episode? F minus, says Fiona. I'm
And
with you.
Fiona says, Raquel, Clubby didn't read my review. He read something I typed much earlier. Please make sure you find my review. Yeah, don't worry, honey. I had that review on his desk. But sometimes when you say things that I like and they're not a review, I put those ahead. So I put your first statement ahead, but I had them. I had your others ticked. He just read them.
Oh, we got them all though, right?
Yeah, we got them all.
Okay, we got you, Fiona. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Love you. Thank you, Fiona. We love you. Ray Lucard said, "Bird people," and Neelix didn't try to run away with him.
Very cute comment. I love that one. Thank you, Ray.
Let's see. Dave G. Sound says D minus. The writers of the floating bonding in space plot, no doubt, owe some time back. I'm rewatching The Love Boat, and as adult, it's great. Unnecessarily squishy Trek episodes don't hold a candle to it. Wow.
That is that beautiful review, that comment is exactly how I feel. Like, this is not what I want out of Star Trek. I don't want to see a man and a woman hugging in space, and just when they're about to die, they tell one another that they truly love one another. What? Like, imagine how Gene Roddenberry would feel.
I hear you.
Oh, Captain Finity's here, and he says he has no review for this episode. He says that he's just here for the nibbles.
Well, that's okay, Cap, because there's no time travel in this one, so you're safe. You know, but good to see you, Captain Finity and beyond. Hope you're doing well, brother. Shooter says D. B'Elanna doesn't like 7, but that's about it. An alien complains that Voyager isn't giving them enough, then gets pissy when he sees a clearly ex-Borg, then tries to steal from Voyager. Loser. Well, those aliens were really annoying. Ugh. They were pathetic. Blood Pie. Oh, yeah. Ugh. The writers thought long and hard on that one. So Klingons keep Targs as pets like dogs, but also hunt, kill, and eat them. Weird. They do. With the Klingons, they kill everything. In the words of Tom Paris, you've been like a spitting cobra all day, and it's getting boring. Truer words. There you go. Okay. The second half is better than the first, but still nothing special.
Those are some great comments. Shooter. Love it.
Yes, thank you. Max Redstone says D minus minus. Does the B'Elanna's special day mean she can be a biatch to everyone? Yes. She always is anyway. Why couldn't she take it out on Neelix? Yes. Should kick his ass. I mean, he did offer. That was I guess Neelix, but that was actually kind of amusing, believe it or not. It's very B'Elanna that she only does the eating competition.
Can we just pause for 2 wags of a puppy's tail? Because I just want to say something, and it's going to be super controversial, and I don't care. So don't send me comments about it because I don't care. But I love what Max has brought up here, because when we have B'Elanna and 7 of 9 together at a console, and they're just like, and I don't like using profanity on air because I don't want to hurt the channel, and they're just bitching at each other and being like snippy and cruel to one another. I find Voyager so unenjoyable. I don't even want to watch it. Like it turns me off so much watching them. It's like they turn Voyager into the battle of the bitches. And I'm just like, I'm so uninterested in that as a woman and as a science fiction fan. Like, if I wanted to watch women fight, do you know what I mean? Bitterly bicker about stupid things. Anyway, I'm so happy that you brought that up, Max, because I hate that. And I hated that in this episode. It's like, oh, okay, so we have Balana, who's super annoying and is a gigantic bitch. And she's gonna have this huge fight with this Borg lady that's also a huge bitch. It's just like, is this what Star Trek is about? Because this isn't what I think Star Trek is about. So anyway, sorry for taking the floor there, but I love that you brought that up, Max. Thank you so
Look,
much.
I'm just preparing you. I remember some bad weather, something flickered. I don't know. It might be okay, but if something happens, if I disappear, you'll know why. But hopefully it won't. It seems like it might be getting there.
Don't
All
go.
right. Wouldn't it have been more appropriate to use a shuttlecraft for the transwarp experiment instead of the whole ship? We meet the Katati. Oh, in my opinion, they're jerks. They kind of deserve to simulate a simulation. So this episode is a rom-com barf. Yep. Sucks.
Yeah, I agree so much with everything that Max said tonight. Great review, Max.
Polymy's Minion said, I dropped out of Star Trek at TNG. I found them boring. I hear you. Well,
that's important.
You're not the only one. You're not the only one. Chris Persia says, D, needless subplot. Why did B'Elanna and Paris need to hunt of the warp core ejected when, according to the schematics for the Intrepid class, show a spare warp core on board? Oy vey.
Busted! I didn't know that.
I meant not of. For not of. I got you there, Chris.
Way.
Thank you, Chris.
Chris, are you serious?
There you go, Chris.
Busted hardcore. Oh, God, Scar! You nailed it.
Value of nothing says F. Nobody was forcing B'Elanna to do anything. The drama is all contrived nonsense. Robert Duncan McNeil and Roxanne Dawson have zero chemistry.
Agreed. Value of nothing. Totally true.
Professor R2 says, we need a lower decks, I hope he means the TNG one, style in episodes showing the daily lives of the 100 crew members who spend all day building replacement shuttles and photon torpedoes.
I just love that comment. I know that's not a
funny.
review, but
no, it's funny.
Professor R2's comment there was just...
Good one, Professor.
It was, as we say in Canada, that was a gooder.
Gooder. Fanti says D. So these aliens are refugees of a recent Borg attack, but we left them 10,000 light years behind. Womp womp. Oopsie, lost another shuttle. Get another from the Dixie dispenser. Yes.
Dixie cups. Do you remember Dixie cups?
Yes. Also, someone didn't watch Speed. Jack, I have to warn you. You'll have heard relationships. Oh, he said that. I have to warn. Jack told he told Sandra Bullock that. I have to warn you, relationships based on intense experiences never work. Okay, we'll have to base it on sex then, she said. Why are you giving me that quote? What is wrong with you? I mean, Fanti, dude, what's wrong with you? So, let's give a couple seconds for the chief engineer, who might be busy. Well, Chris Persia says, it was all due to the design of the ship. It requires less power, so it came with a spare warp core.
Yeah, and look at what Wolfie said. Remember, Wolfie's an engineer.
Yep, extra warp core, long-range vessel.
Yeah, right?
Ooh, maybe they already lost one of them, I guess.
Oh, I love it when the guys who are interested in the engineering and know about the ships, I love it when they're here. I love it.
Mark D with a C says, I usually like the Klingon-centric episodes, but B'Elanna acts like a wimp for most of the episodes. How about all of it? Her character seems to regress. Neelix comforting B'Elanna was actually well written for a brief moment in time. His character made sense. Yeah, I mean, when he said you can abuse me, should have taken him up on it. How far away did the warp core get ejected so that Voyager can't see what happened to Paris and Torres? That was stupid. The aliens Voyager met should have been from Cobol. You mean as in Galactica? B'Elanna should have kicked Paris off the door so we didn't have to deal with the shipping. With you there. Thank you so much, Chief Engineer. Let's see. This is what? Almost dying air as air runs out isn't intense experience. Yes, it is, but you quoted Speed, and I like Speed, so I didn't want to involve it with this episode. But anyway, so just kidding about Fanty. So, are we ready to move on to the final episode of the evening?
We are. Last one, folks.
Our final episode tonight, folks, is Nemesis.
Yep, not the film.
Not the movie. And I will grab some. We're gonna get some water real quick instead of pill.
Okay, sweetheart, take
I'll
your
be
meds.
listening though. But
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Nemesis is season 4, episode 4, and if you're following along in the companion or the celebration, this is production code 171. This first aired on September 24th, 1997, and some of us have been watching it ever since. Not very good, hey? I know. Let's stay copyright compliant, shall we? I am going to be reading the plot according to Wikipedia, the user-generated Suckopedia. Chakotay's shuttle has been shot down, leaving him stranded alone on a jungle planet. He is captured by troops of a humanoid Vori species led by Brone, or Brone. I can't remember how they're pronouncing that. But they appear to release him when they determine he is not of the Nemesis. Chakotay and Vori look for his shuttle the next day and encounter 2 of the Nemesis. They are known as Kraden, who are fierce, monstrous-looking, and technologically advanced humanoids. Chakotay's shuttle is gone, so he returns to the Vori. He bonds with them and immediately understands what they are up against. As he joins the Vori in the struggle against the Kraden, he sees evidence of the evil of Nemesis. They mock the Vori's religious rituals and send a peaceful Vori village to death camps. Meanwhile, Voyager is orbiting the planet, unable to locate Chakotay. They contact the Kraden, who are amicable, and agree to lend a jungle warrior team to retrieve Voyager's first officer. The Kraden explains that they are battling a relentless force called the Vori, whom they also refer to as Nemesis. Tuvok goes down to the planet and rescues Chakotay, who's actually been experiencing an elaborate training and brainwashing program to turn him into a Vori foot soldier. He has been thoroughly indoctrinated to believe the Kraden are monsters and disgusted by the sight of them. Once Chakotay is back on Voyager, he is presented with evidence that the Kraden are not necessarily the hateful monsters he thought them to be, as Captain Janeway confesses to uncertainty concerning the right or wrong of the conflict, and that it was in fact the Kraden who helped locate and commandeer and return him to Voyager. As they depart the planet, the Kraden ambassador makes an appearance in sickbay where Chakotay is recuperating. Due to his recent experiences in the Vori simulation, an uncomfortable Chakotay leaves sickbay and privately confers with Captain Janeway about the difficulties in putting aside his hatred for the Kraden. He wishes it were as easy to stop hating as it was to start. And that is all Wikipedia has to say about Nemesis. Captain, are you back?
I'm back.
Please tell me what you thought of Nemesis.
On a side note, I'll say here goes another shuttle. I mean, man, it's just a shuttle. We need to start making a shuttle game about if we did a drinking game, we'd all be drunk already, so wouldn't we? Just tonight, out of 4 episodes, we've had 2 destroyed shuttles.
Yeah.
However,
it just keeps going and going and going. And why do these things look like Nausicaans?
That was my other point incidental to the story, because I actually like the story. I think this is a pretty good science fiction concept of a story. I thought dramatically it worked on a lot of levels. I found it compelling and a pretty good twist at the end. I don't understand why they had to make them look exactly like Nausicaans.
That was dumb.
That was weird too. I guess in a sense they almost look like predators too, because I always thought Nausicaans had sort of similar mouths to predators from the movie.
I thought so also.
Yeah, but I thought it was pretty compelling, pretty interesting story. Very well done. I like the concept. I like the twist at the end. It turned out to be not exactly what it's expected, and they didn't wrap it up in a bow. They made it pretty nebulous in terms of the way things were, ended up. So there was a Trek feel to the ideas and everything, to the story and the writing.
I agree.
So I actually like this episode. I mean, way better than the other thing called Nemesis.
I totally agree. I 1000% agree with you. I think this episode is excellent. It does have flaws, though. I don't like the fact that they look like Nausicaans.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't understand that.
And I also don't understand the malfunctioning translator.
Let's see, I'm trying to remember the translator.
Yeah.
Yes. You mean on the Chakotay's?
Yeah, because Chakotay
yeah.
should be like, surely they don't speak English, right? So the planet doesn't speak English. So if they're speaking another language, and I also wish that they would have made it clearer whether or not he was imagining them as humans from Earth, and that they look like Nausicaans, or they were equally as grotesque. But other than that,
that's a good point. It's a good idea. So really, the ideas are good though and solid, I think.
Yeah, the ideas are tremendous. But like, why is Chakotay's universal translator malfunctioning? Trunks would be trees.
Is that what it
right?
was? Is that what it was? Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I don't understand, because there are some times where, yeah, anyway, it just doesn't make sense that Chakotay's translator would be malfunctioning and that it would translate it the way that it is, right? So the trembles are fear, new light is day, glimpses are eyes,
Right.
2 new lights from now, that means 2 days from now. So a translator would not find these as synonyms. They wouldn't, like, that's just.
Did he say that was happening?
I think he has one line in the script where he says, my translator seems to be malfunctioning, but they don't don't address why.
Right. I got
it wouldn't be choosing names that were it wouldn't be choosing words that were synonyms, right?
Oh, okay. I must have missed that line, so I was thinking these people talk weird.
Yeah, well, he glimpses at her.
Yeah, I found it almost endearing the way they get the weird words. But
but it would have been better to explain it in a different way, right?
Yes.
So it's like, because glimpses aren't eyes.
Right.
Right.
Or like, you see that, you glimpse that so that you see it. Yeah.
That's right. So you can't just say, oh, like the universal translator chose a verb instead of a noun.
Right.
And it goes on and on and on through their language. So I didn't like that, but I'm willing to overlook it. Because I just think it's a really, really great episode, and I don't like that they look like Nausicaans. But once again, I'm willing to overlook that. And as an author and as an editor, I would have liked it to, if they would have tied it all up at the end by saying that they were never human. Like that was a part of the brainwashing.
Yes, that's a good point.
Yeah, because you have to think about it this way. At the end, they say that that anyone passing by who seems receptive is drawn in and trained. Well, they wouldn't be trained for a humanoid species if they were, let's say, Talaxian or Ocampan. So it's very important to follow up in your story by saying they were manifestations of your perception of what a struggle might be like. I think it would have been really cool if they would have been all Aboriginal people, right? Because Chakotay is an Aboriginal person from a planet of Aboriginal people who left Earth. So why not do that? And then at the end, then you say, well, the person who is subjected to this form of propaganda and this brainwashing, that they envision what the people who they're defending. I think that would have been really super interesting.
That does make sense. Absolutely. Notes?
Yeah. So other than that, I mean, it's a television show, so you can't ask too much of it. But I mean, it's not Rod Serling quality. It's
no.
But for Star Trek Voyager, I'm sorry, but I gave this an A+. And it probably doesn't even deserve an A+, but I'm giving it an A+ because I finally sat down with Voyager. And I finally got to watch a science fiction episode about science fiction. It wasn't hegemonic. It didn't tell me, it wasn't trying to dominate my partisanship or my thoughts. And it wasn't hyperdidactic. It wasn't telling me what I needed to think. It wasn't admonishing me or instructing me. I finally got to have a good time. This was a great alien story, and it was science fiction. Yay!
Agreed.
So I wound up giving it an A plus. Like I said, it probably doesn't deserve that, but I'm giving it to it because it's finally enjoyable.
I'm giving it an A, a solid A. I agree with you absolutely. And again, I was taken aback by the looking like the Nausicaans, but I found it to be, again, the thing with me was because this been snake bit by this show so much. I'm watching it and finding it interesting, but I had seen it a long time ago, but I got to admit, I did not remember anything. So I've seen it once, but it was almost as if I'd never seen it. But so I'm watching it today. I guess there wasn't. And eventually, when we started getting to finding out what the reveal of what was actually going on, it was a great payoff for something that was pretty interesting. But usually, I'm one who sometimes when I see the crash landing type stories, the trope that is a big trope with distracting. Hello, Hurt 130.
Ooby dooby, take out the tequila. You're here. Hi.
When I see the crash landing stories, sometimes I go, not one of those again. I have a bit of perhaps a bias or a prejudice against those that kind of comes into play when I see one. And so I was they have to win me over pretty big usually.
Mm-hmm.
I'm tired of, they've crashed, that, they're going to be, this whole episode is going to take place on this primitive planet. So it's not my favorite thing in Star Trek. And yet it is in a lot of Star Trek. So when it started, it became more and more interesting as the episode moved along. When it finally got to that reveal toward the end, I said, that is a great payoff. It's a great idea. This is an excellent story. And it was just some of those things you mentioned, like the Nausicaan thing, that's weird. But if you're going to destroy a shuttle, make it for a good reason, like a good story like this. So I found it to be a good science fiction idea. It was pure Trek in that sense.
And I
so
also
I really
didn't
liked
like the fact that Tuvok was out of uniform.
Yeah.
I wrote that in my notes. In my notes, I was like, why is Tuvok out of uniform? Why is he wearing the Nausicaan uniform? I didn't like that part either. That's another thing I didn't like about it. I'm going to take away the plus, folks, and I'm just going to leave it an A. It's just an A. It's like Enigmatic Drop Bear just said in the chat. It's like Voyager is wearing me down.
It might be.
It's wearing me down.
You got to give credit where credit is due, though. If
you have to give credit where credit is due, but there are things I don't like. I don't like the fact that the translator malfunctioning is never fully fleshed out. I don't like the fact that they look like Nausicaans. I didn't like the fact that they didn't say that the person whomever is indoctrinated manifests the species, and I didn't like the fact that Tuvok was out of uniform, and that's 4 things. So I have to reduce it to an A. Look, while I was watching it, I was having a glass of wine, and I was like, "Yippee! Finally, no love story, science." So it's just an A. It's an A. That's it.
All right, everybody, go ahead and launch your. And I don't have a limerick for that one, for that one, but anyway, no, making sure. Okay, but anyway, that's okay. Again, where we're at, making sure. Okie dokie. So anyway, Nemesis is sure better than that movie called Nemesis. All right. Value of Nothing says a B. Wow, an actual Star Trek episode. Wish it was real soldiers in the training exercise. I hear you. Enigmatic Drop Bear says B. An unseen threat in the jungle being hunted by soldiers with machine guns. They really should have made the Kraden look less like Predator. Yeah. And it does sort of look like Predator and Nausicaans, but really more like Nausicaans. But the face of Nausicaans I always thought was somewhat slightly similar to Predator. Hell, they should have went out all out. They'd have got in trouble probably. Make it look like Predator. Who knows where the Predators come from? Another planet. They could come from anywhere.
Yeah, Clobby, I have to interrupt because I know it's very rude, so I beg your pardon. Right. But Neon Knight has just de-lurked, He has shut off his cloaking device, and he says, "Clobbering times, Clobby and Raquel, just listening in, he's at a family holiday, and dealing with family holiday issues." And he says, "Loving it though." And he puts an exclamation point. So Neon Knight, happy holidays, our dear friend. Thank you for decloaking.
Yes.
You may cloak again. And we're just happy that you are here. Thank you for that.
Yes. Hail Neon Knight. Good to see you. Thank you. Let's see. All right. He said enjoyable enough bit of action fluff with an interesting twist. Chipotle was fun to watch. The linguistics were a bit bizarre, though. Did the translator crosswire its thesaurus? I guess. Yeah. So, can someone shed some light on Neelix's knowledge of the Kraden and Vori? Yeah, exactly. Why would he know anything already? Did he already have knowledge of them? Continuity problem, or was it due to him being sent in advance as a diplomat? Maybe that was it. Yeah, that could be it. Good point there. Good point there, Ed. Thank you so much for that. I didn't get this episode, says Max Redstone, this week, so I'll just say that the Nausicaans give me some chowder. Oh, let's see up in here. Jill says,
"What's the Nausicaan swear word again when you're calling somebody a horrible name?"
I don't know.
I forget the Nausicaan swear word. If anyone can remember the Nausicaan swear word, that'd be great.
Indeed. Jill says, B+. Rip RIP to the third shuttlecraft tonight. His third? Oh, is it third one? I thought it was two. Maybe it is three. I realize each week we have to keep score how many shuttlecrafts we lose each week. I realize now that I should have been keeping account. We might go back and count it. No, that'd be tough to do. Giving aliens a differing manner of speech engages me. Jaffa and Stargate SG1. However, the jumbled attempt here feels closer to goofy pack-led poetry, where many of the choices would have been corrected by the translator. Glimpse of the fullness would mean to only see a small part of it. Resist the host of your oneness will be absorbed. No one ever explains why Chakotay was made to hallucinate an illusion of Tuvok as the not Nausicaan, or why it fades so quickly when the rest of the illusion is still intact in the village. Yep, good point. Jill, good point there. Something ringing in a 1984 dilemma exists that I enjoyed enough, and I'd have loved more of an exploration of that idea rather than just having the twist. Well, I got you there, Jiller. Thank you so much for that, dear. Where we at? Babadoom says C-. This could have done better, but I couldn't help but to think of the Omega Glory, Yang versus Combs. At least they saved money using props from China Beach. Also, let's welcome the Dollar Tree Nausicaan. Oh dear, the Dollar Tree. You have Dollar Trees where you are as well.
We do.
You do? Cool. B+, Dave G. Sound, rather. I really like this episode. Love the way they spoke glimpse there. Footfalls, not so savory, etc. A good overall war plot, too. I enjoyed the ending, how both sides use the word nemesis. Yes. Interesting. Indeed. Lisa, however, says F. Hated it. Had to sit through this pseudo-Vietnam of humans with twisted dialogue to remind us that they are alien, to reach a tiny, poignant psychological nugget at the end. Leftover Predator costumes. Thank you, Lisa. Shooter says C. Funny how a shuttle could not detect life signs from orbit, or did Chipotle not bother with a scan to see if the planet was occupied, let alone potentially hostile? Another thing about shuttles, folks, now every time I see an episode with someone in the shuttle, I expect it to be destroyed, or to crash. Every freaking time.
Yeah, it's bad.
Funny how, oh, that was two of the same one. That's weird. I was in there twice. Strange. Okay. How long did it take you to become annoyed with the speech in this episode? It didn't bother me. The universal translator fixes every other species language. Why not this one? Well, number one did point it out that it was, she had a problem with it and shit because it was apparently malfunctioning. Nothing like a bait and switch, an impressive technique, skill, fully used, eyes roll. The idea is sound, but as usual, the execution is flawed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
That's a fair statement.
Thanks indeed. Appreciate you. Parker Luck says, I would greatly guess that the reason for the hunters are like the Narsicans, he said, Narsicans, is because they already had Michael Westmore makeup designs, but it is okay, I guess. Overall, B+. Thank you so much, Parker.
Oh, you received a gift from Michael Beacom.
Oh.
Michael and Cassandra sent you a gift, boss.
And I got one from Bubba Doom here as well. It says Northeastern accent, park the shuttlecraft in the river. Park the shuttlecraft in the river. Thank you so much.
Miss that one? Bubba Doom? Bubba
Thank
Doom.
you, Bubba.
I don't even know how I missed that one. Huh?
Thank you, Bubba. I appreciate that. And thank you, Michael and Cassandra. Thank you. He says, Voyager wisdom, never, and I mean never, take a shuttlecraft anywhere in the Delta Quadrant. They should remove their landing gears as superfluous. Then when they get the Delta Flyer, it lasts forever, of course. Michael Beacom about the episode says, B-. Lots of good, no time travel, no Borg, and no A-B plots, no Kess, the great and the powerful. Kess, the great and the powerful. Less good, can no one on Voyager fly a freaking shuttlecraft? He said shuttlecraft, but I said freaking. Yep, no, I'm with you, buddy. It's dang ridiculous. Almost prisoner-like with its mind screw elements, but not that clever enough. Still, Neelix, ugh. No Jerry Ryan and her jumpsuit. In same way, not acting like an officer's school dropout. Overall, not bad. I'm with you there, Michael. Eric K. says D. He is a big Voyager booster, I'll tell you that. He loves his Voyager. Not. I thought Chipotle was a Maquis. He was getting all preachy to them about killing and fighting. That is what he did. Another shuttle down, time to get another out of the cabinet. Yeah. Hank Pym Tech to the rescue. This was the writer's attempt at Shakespeare in space. I think. Shakespeare in space, I think. A bad interpretation of that. Tampex was the best to go to the planet. I think he means Tuvok. Please. He cannot fight or shoot. Oh, Tampex. Oh, yeah. Well, he is a security officer, but I know you don't think he should be. Princess Fiona says, I absolutely felt that the story originated on its own, having nothing to do with Star Trek. This is a standalone story that was co-opted for an episode. From the author comments, this is the case. I spent the first part of the episode still trying to figure out how Chipotle ended up getting shot down alone on a planet. Too many questions, but eventually I settled into the story. At least the start was classic Voyager. I enjoyed a real science fiction story with a lot of questions about language, semantics, and semiotics, and how people react to these things. This episode could have expanded on the good ideas. It's telling that none of the story was Voyager specific. That's how bad the show has gotten. When it's good, you are shocked and suspicious. B+, says Fiona. Thank you, Fiona. Fanty Outsidey says B. Due to the appearance of fan favorite The Predator, who was dressing down for TV and another Dixie shuttle, please. Please. I figured out why Neelix on the ship. He has a Delta Quadrant AAA card equivalent. With that card, if you lose a shuttle, they'll replace it with no cost to you. Once Voyager finally got home, AAA Delta figured out Neelix's scam, and he has been brought to justice. Thank you so much, Fanty. And now we're just waiting on our chief engineer.
I think the word I was looking for from Nausicaa is Undari. But I always thought that it was a curse word. I think it just means coward. But I always, like when I heard it, I always thought of it as a curse word, like calling somebody a horrible name. But I guess it isn't. I guess it just means coward. I mean, it could be a swear word. I don't know. But I meant Undari. But yeah, I love grandma, which is what autocorrect makes grumba.
Ian Knight said, actually, I've been captured and I managed to get these messages out without being detected because they're all loaded. There you go. Gotcha, buddy. Well, it's good to see you. Mark D with the C says that B+. The aliens vernacular really grated on me, and something seemed off from the beginning of the story. Chakotay also felt into line a little too quickly, although the reveal explains the cause. A well-done illustration of how someone can become indoctrinated to a cause without over-moralizing. Chakotay's line hits home. I wish it were as easy to stop hating as it was to start. Stop hating as it was to start. Yes, indeed.
You also feel like his shame and he feels like a fool because especially when he returns to the village, he's like, what in the hell is happening right now?
You have no grandpa.
Grandma. But autocorrect makes it grandma. And I think it's funny because everyone's trying to say it in the chat. It keeps coming up as grandma. You have no grandma. Hey, don't say I have no grandma.
Yeah. Oh, these are backwards, I think. Yeah, okay, there you go. Makeup supervisor Michael Busmore was conscious of making the Kraden physically similar to the Nausicaans. First seen in TNG Tapestry, the bad-looking good guys of Star Trek Voyager's nemesis, the Kraden, resembled the Nausicaans from Star Trek TNG, but in a nastier way. Westmore commented, with the mouth open, a little more, and the hair not quite as speeded and braided. Star Trek Monthly. So, why would they do that though? Just because they were lazy? I mean, was that their reasoning?
I know.
What's the reason? So, yeah, all right. Well, what the.
And Bubba Doom says, so were the people holograms, the humans? Yeah, Bubba Doom, they must have been. And he was in a simulation. So it would have been nice if there would have been some authorial delicacy there too. Some nice foreshadowing, like a little glitch in the Matrix, as the cool kids say. And I just think that would have made it very tasty. And then I think I would have given it like an A+++++. But I mean, it does have 4 flaws, but it's still a great Star Trek as science fiction. Finally, in Voyager.
Please feel free to drop in, Mark, if you want to, if you feel like it. Whenever you can. Just want to get that out there. Yeah, so there you go. Knocked out another 4 episodes and another 3 shuttlecrafts.
Yay!
And here are our next week's thrilling adventures: Revulsion, the Raven, Evermore, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Scientific Method, and the Year of Kurtwood Smith in Hell.
God, here we go with the Year of Hell again.
A Year on Hell. So yeah, there you go. What's up, Deuterishness?
Hey, hail to everyone. How's it going?
Hail.
Good to see you.
How's it
The
going?
only thing that episode was missing was Chakotay didn't get shipped with another character on that last episode. That would have been.
Yeah, but that's why, I like Chipotle. Whenever we have a Chipotle episode, it's like we're suddenly going back to what Star Trek actually is. We're suddenly, sorry, it's late here, folks. Don't mind me. We're suddenly back focusing on science fiction and ideas again, and and it's delightful. I know it sounds
Yeah.
terrible because, people have made such a big deal out of the image of a female captain that they forgot that it also has to be good writing. And so I prefer Chakotay as the captain here, but it just seems like the writing's better. And sorry to say, but he's also a better actor. And he's also not a close talker. When you just want to grab Kathy by the face like the alien, and just grab her by her face with your hand and just push her away so she's at least an arm's distance away from your face while she's talking to you. Anyway.
Yeah,
Why was
you don't get
Kurtwood
many.
Smith not allowed to call everyone on Voyager a dumbass? He should have. And threatened to put his foot up their ass. Kurtwood Smith, the bad guy in this. Remember that show? Was it that 70s show?
Mm-hmm.
He calls everybody dumbasses all the time. He's the funniest thing on that show. We say, Mark. Sorry.
No, sorry, I didn't see you were reading that, but yeah, when you get a science fiction story, it works out pretty well, and just it's too many misses so far. So I think it picks up. If my memory serves, I think Voyager gets better from here. Or is that how I'm hoping?
I don't think it can get any worse.
Yeah, but
Hey,
Yorichi, how do you say this now? Yorichi. I have trouble saying
Yoruchi Soifon.
Yori. Let's see.
Yoriuchi Soifon? I don't know. It's getting late. It's like 11.
Sorry about that. I hate to mess anyone's name up.
Yeah, I hate doing it too. I think it's Yoriuchi Soifon.
Yeah.
And it is such a pleasure to see you here.
Welcome. Good to see you. Yes, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Do you think Superman Legacy will be better than Man of Steel? I don't think it's possible for it to be worse, but will it be any good or not? It's a different story. I don't have a lot of faith in James Gunn's ability to take his take on Superman, but I will. You could not be worse than Man of Steel for me, probably personally, at least on a personal level. So it may not be as bad, but you never know. Never should say something can't be worse, because that's when you get in trouble. We'll see.
Giving us some good movies.
Yeah, he's done good stuff. He's more talented than Zack Snyder. Yeah.
It is not always dark and depressing. So look at the Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's why I think it will at least be better, because he does want to make it a more optimistic Superman, and he wants. It looks like he wants he's going to have the trunks. That's a plus.
What are you eating?
Yeah, it's not like something bad can't happen to a character. I mean, Raccoon's arc, but that's why the arc works, because then it's uplifting in the end, or the Christmas special, which was fantastic. I mean, it's a little bit dark in some points, but then it gives you that great ending. That hope in the end. So hopefully they'll pull that off with Superman.
Yeah. But tonight's Star Trek, so
yeah.
What are you eating, Clobby?
Oh, sorry, just a cinnamon hard candy thingy.
Oh, cinnamon heart. Okay, well that's not too bad. If you were eating M&Ms, I would put you in the agony booth.
I wish I had some M&Ms right now.
Yeah, me too. I want M&Ms right now.
Can't have it. I mean, I can. I shouldn't be eating this either.
No, don't let me influence you.
I had some cherry Coke earlier, though, so I'm cheating. It's Christmas.
Cherry Coke.
It's my Christmas weekend cheat stuff.
It's not Christmas for 2 more weeks.
It's Christmas month.
If you get a Christmas card,
logo.
if you receive a Christmas card from someone, it's officially Christmas.
And we both did. See, Empress said you got the right idea. I want pizza right now. Thank you for making me want pizza.
You're eating Danish butter cookies, Eric.
Oh, I love butter cookies.
Oh, and Bubba Doo made banana bread. You guys are killing me.
Oh, damn it, guys.
My grandmother always used to buy butter cookies. Like, that was one thing she always had loaded in her closet, were the butter cookies. And then one day I look at the calories on them. I said, damn it, Grandma. But wow, they're good.
If the advent calendar is cracked, then it's Christmas.
Yes.
Right. Faye.
Well, I do have, speaking of Christmas, I did do a Doomsday ornament, if you want to see that.
Yes, please. We all want to see that.
Yorichi, I like 300. I didn't like what he did with Watchmen personally, and I didn't see Guardians of the Global Go wherever. And Rebel Moon's new; it didn't come out yet, did it? So, but I'm not a big Zack Snyder fan. You could definitely safe to say that. So what are we doing here? Oh my!
Yeah, there's a new Christmas ornament that I got to put on
Look
my
at that
tray.
Christmas
So,
ornament! Boom, 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 boom.
That is awesome sauce. And I also think it's good and wonderful that you had your windows in your office open today because Restless Leg Spider-Man is just a giving her, as they say in Canada. Look at him, just giving her. So I'm
he's
glad you
giving
got
her.
some sun today. And this is so cool. It's ridiculous.
So these are not to give a shameless plug, but I'll give a shameless plug. But they're available on my coffee site, so I'll put that.
That's right. Ice cream cones, folks. The Doomsday
Yeah,
Cone.
Yes, actually, Larry called them the Killer Cornucopia, which I think is such a great name.
So it's it's about 5 inches. I don't know, 130 millimeters. Actually, it's 130 millimeters.
You got to paint the inside. Oh, you did already. Oh, cool.
Yeah, well, I got to paint it yellow on the. I got to. This was fresh off the.
It needs some
fresh
fire.
Yeah, so it's got the red. I didn't do the yellow yet, but everything else is painted. Had to let it dry.
Fiona, what is a Danish kringle?
I don't know.
I don't know what that is.
I hope it's delicious. What is it? It's 11
Hey,
o'clock,
look
so
at
it's
Fiona
time to
said-
eat.
Fiona said, I watched those printing for hours on this channel. It was relaxing. There you go. See, Fiona watched it. My favorite part was the part where the was printing stuff.
Hey, Malachi D.
Malachi.
Wildman's here.
Takes a while. Takes a while.
Hey.
Malachi, what's up? Good to see you. So what are you doing?
I'm just trying to get the light. You know, it's when you're a photographer, the lighting is always tough. I just want to show the.
Oh, Larry just renamed it again. The Decker Digester.
Wow.
Decker Digest. So here's the big one just to compare sizes. Yep.
My doomsday machine is bigger than yours.
Kringle is a braided pastry. Gotcha. Thanks, Professor.
Size matters.
All right, let me close the poll out.
Go bear, go home.
Who's ready for
Love our
the
chat?
Who's ready for the poll results? Everybody.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Since
Yes,
nobody
please.
reminded me, I actually remembered myself. It's amazing. All right. I can't believe I'm the one that had to remember it. My God, what do I not pay you people for? Just kidding. All right, who's ready for the scintillating poll results? Number one, you there?
Yes, I am, boss.
No, I'm just kidding. I knew you were. I was kidding. Okay. The question was: are you sad to see Kess go? In first place, at 49%. No, she was an annoying. No, she was annoying.
And the crowd goes wild.
She was an annoying. Yep, exactly. The crowd goes wild. In second place at 25%. Nah, I'm good either way.
Just no one cares. Just apathy.
No one
Yeah, yeah. Number in third place at a respectable 20%. A little, but I'm ready for 7. That's a nice way to believe.
Oh, good. All the
And-
nice people.
4%. And who, if you don't have to tell us who you are, but you can if you want to. No judgment. Said yes, I'll miss her. And of course, that's out of 63 votes. Thank you all for
Wow. Good
participating.
stuff, folks.
Yes, thank you all for participating. I really
Don't cross
appreciate
the
that.
streams.
Yeah. We don't. Some of us don't. Oh. Now I get to see what a Kringle looks like. Whoa!
What? What's going on here? Shooter just said that it's Jill's birthday?
It is now. That's right, yeah.
Oh yes, it is. That's right. Yeah.
Get out
Yep.
of town.
Now it is because it's midnight.
Or was it yesterday? Or was it?
No, it's today now, Sunday.
Oh, nice.
Right, Jill?
Oh, can you do my clip that I sent you? Happy birthday.
Do I have it?
Yes. Happy birthday.
I hope I still have it.
Oh, the Spock one.
That is correct, sir.
It might be under
I don't have it.
Star Trek. It might be under Star Trek
Let's see. Hang on.
or movie and TV clips.
I want that to be my happy birthday to her. A Spock happy birthday. Happy birthday.
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times.
No,
it was the best
not
of
that one.
times.
I have been, and
Where is it?
Should be in there.
I made it super short. It's just happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
No, I remember it. I had it at some point, but the crap is it?
I'll have to resend it to you. Happy birthday, Jilly Jill.
I have it somewhere too. I think I'm on. Yep.
I had the damn thing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't miss it if I'd lost it by accident or something.
And it's okay. Happy birthday,
No,
Jilly Jill.
I want to have Jilly Jill.
That's in Wrath of Khan, right? Yeah.
Yeah. It was the clip I just played. I thought it would be on there, but you cut it off before it got on there. Whoever made that one. And that was you, Mark.
Oh, here. I think I have something. Here we go. Hopefully this is it.
except, of course, happy birthday. Surely the best of times.
Okay. That's it. Except you just have one that says happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday. Yeah. I found, well, at least I found that one.
Yeah, that's good. But Jill, I'm very happy that you were born. And thank you for being a part of Clobberin Times. And thank you for being a part of Saturday Night Star Trek. And for being a light in our community and sharing all of these great nights with us. Happy birthday, sweet lady. Happy birthday.
Yes, and this is also for you, Jill.
Ghostbusters, we're ready to believe you.
Well, we were ready to believe you, Jill. I don't know. I just saw that one there. What would be a good one to play for Jill, though? Let's do something to tribute to Jill. Oh, there we go.
I had a wee bout, sir, but Dr. McCoy pulled me through.
But it didn't. You keep cutting stuff off. What are these?
Well, because they're so
green-blooded inhuman.
Bridge to Admiral Kirk.
Remember that time Jill said,
He tasks me. He tasks me, and I shall have him.
I'll chase him round the boons of Nibia and round the Antares Maelstrom and round perdition's flames before I get him up. That's what Jill would say. We love you, Jill. And I'm sorry I didn't have that damn clip.
I'm looking for it right now.
Blame the engineer.
No. I mean, I
sometimes we run out of room. Did we delete it?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I run out of room and delete stuff, but I wouldn't delete that one.
It took me a while to clip too because it's quite a tight clip. Like it's one of those ones that is super tight.
Yeah. We love you, Jill. So let's see here. Well, damn. So
darn it. Well, but anyway, I hope you have a wonderful birthday, Jill, and everyone is wishing you a great birthday. Yeah. We're ready to believe you. So, one more. Let's play one more. A random clip for Jill. Let's see. Oh, I got it.
Oh, cool.
Okay, hold on. Okay, full blast. You ready?
Yeah.
Why isn't this working? Here we go.
Happy birthday.
There we go. Happy birthday.
Nice. But also, I think
Happy birthday.
we would be remiss if we didn't say. Oh dear. Well. Anyway, this is very cool stuff, except for the spot potato head thing. It's a little bit out of order.
Raquel loves that. Don't forget, though.
She does. Yeah. She does love that one. You know. Also for Jill.
No bloody A, B, C, or D.
It is green.
I have had enough of you!
That one never gets old.
Okay, bye.
Yeah. So, are you ready? Did you need to run, Raquel, when we do all the shout outs? You can go ahead and say your final words then.
No, I can stick around.
Okay, cool.
Oh, goody.
Well, go ahead and say your final words anyway.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I just want to say thank you so much for tonight. I had a wonderful time. You were all great conversationalists. You were amazing company. It is an honor and a pleasure to share this space with you. So thank you for making this show great. We are nothing without you. I also want to thank all of the wrenches for their hard work tonight, helping us make this channel a really special place to be. So I want to thank all the wrenches. I also want to thank all the lurkers, those, and even the lurkers who decloaked and then recloaked. That was so cool of you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for making Clobberin Times and Saturday Night Star Trek so special. I want to thank everyone who left a gift, gave a gift to Clobby tonight. Those memberships, the super stickers, just all of the wonderful things that you give to Clobby. It is just so sweet and thoughtful, and it's just terrific. So thank you. Are you a member here? If you didn't pick up one of those memberships that were offered by Shooter or Larry tonight, now's your opportunity. Go ahead and become a member here. It's a lot of fun. Clobby is a subject matter expert in comics. He just loves popular culture. He is a charming Southern gentleman with a huge brain and just a sweetheart of a man. So you can have one-on-ones to talk pop culture with him or find out and learn about comics. We also have some really silly custom emojis that are great fun to use, and everyone around here uses them. If you're not ready for membership, that's okay. Did you have a good time tonight? If you did, go ahead and clobber the like button. And don't forget to hit the sub button and also hit that notification bell so you know when Clobby is on air. I want to give a special shout out to Lord Thoth, Larry, and Chris Persia for all of your hard work out on social media promoting this show and this man who is one of my best friends that I've ever had. I just love you guys so much. Thank you for helping Clobby build up his channel and his following. It's super awesome. I want to thank Mark for joining us tonight and for his hysterical video. Don't forget to follow Mark on Patreon, on Twitter, and on his YouTube. And don't forget the Christmas killer cornucopia. And last but certainly not least, do you like science fiction? Well, right now, the corporations are not publishing science fiction. They are looking for activists who publish activism. And I don't do that. I have not given up on science fiction, and I encourage you not to give up on science fiction. If you like classic episodic science fiction, you can buy my stories on Barnes & Noble and on Amazon. And I hope that you will support me in that endeavor. In the United States, all week from Monday to Saturday, my latest story has been number one on our hot releases in the USA. So I just cannot thank you folks enough for getting the stories out there and for your support. I love you all so much. I want to thank my patrons. My patrons are backing my new book that will be out shortly. It will be out in the new year. I want to thank Larry, Tony Stark, Sean Carter, Shooter, Gwagnar, Dave, Chris Persia, Scuba and Leslie Pete, Eric K and his trusty dusty dog Kirby, who I love, Enigmatic Dropper, Michael and Cassandra Beacom, Mark D with a C, Auntie the Ribbon of Joe, Maxima Redstone, JT Kirk, Dabman and the Dabman Clan, Lord and Lady Thoth, and of course Lance. Chuck some cheese in the chat for both dogs. We love them. They are our little Porthoses. Yes, I just did that. And it's funny. Let's stick with it. I also want to thank Rob Altus and Tyler. It's going to be great fun to get that story out. And I appreciate all of your support. Thank you so much, everyone. It was terrific. I had a great time. And last but certainly not least, Clobby. Thank you for creating this space, and thank you for being my friend and inviting me here to be a part of Saturday Night Star Trek. Love you, honey.
Love you. Thank you so much. Let me say a thank you to Michael Beacom and Cassandra. Thank you so much for the super chat. He says, if only Kess could have vaporized Neelix, the rodent, on her way out the door, even if only accidentally. Well, it's funny you mentioned that because, thank you for that. And for that super chat, we should give you this at least.
You, bar rodent.
Oh dear.
Now, I mean, I was hoping now that they're out of his turf, he would leave the ship.
Also for you, Michael Beacom. Let's see, what would Michael Beacom like? I know you'd like this one.
Brain and brain. What is brain?
Yeah. I'm gonna like this one.
As good as your word.
Aye, sir. The more they overthink the plumbing, the easier it is to stop up the drain.
And thank you so much, Michael. And thank you, Neon Knight, for the $2 super chat. I appreciate you so much. Love y'all. We'll love back at you, my friend. Thank you so much. And let's see. What would oh, we got one for you right here.
And they probably redesigned the whole sick bay, too. I know engineers, they love to change things.
My favorites.
Captain, I see no reason to stand here and be insulted.
Thank you so much, everybody. You're fantastic. And thank you, number one, for those wonderful words. Chief Engineer, any final closing wordies?
Well, thank you so much, Raquel. That was every time you close out Clobbering Times, now we joke, who's she talking about? But thank you very much. Much appreciated. Thank you for your Christmas card. It was very, very cool.
Yes, we love it.
And every word I say about you is true. You are such a beautiful person. You are such a nice, you are such a kind and sweet friend. And a thank you during the clubhouse for calling me Dream Girl instead of Raquel. You're
Dream
just
Girl.
the coolest friend. And like Clobby and I, Clobby and I adore you. You are just such a cool guy to hang out with. And I just hope that your channel just takes off like a rocket. And I hope everybody buys your Doomsday Machine, and I hope everyone hangs out with you on the Sunday Night Geekery, because I love hanging out with you. Not only are you kind, but you're smart and you're funny. So you deserve all of that praise, because in order to have a good friend, you have to be a good friend. And you are Mark D with a C.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Indeed,
can't see me blushing. But here was I'm just going to show the front of the card, obviously. But here's the card that Raquel sent.
Oh, yes, there we go. Yeah, and I got one too. I love it. I love it so much.
There we go.
C-3PO, human cyborg relations.
And
Archer said, beep, beep, beep.
The caption says, droids to the world, and may Merry Force be with you, and MERRY. So very, very cute. Thank you.
You know, my
favorite
Christmas card I ever got, though?
What's that?
From a friend of mine. I got it back in the 80s. It said, Jesus loves you at the front, and you open it up, and inside it says, everyone else thinks you're an asshole.
That's a gooder.
That's my favorite.
That's going to be a tough card to beat.
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah.
And I do it in the voice of my dear departed friend who gave it to me, because, he always talked like this. Say, Mike, why don't you go? Well, I can't say what he used to say.
Yeah.
Jesus loves you, Mike. Everyone else thinks you're an asshole. Dear beloved Carl Tupper. No kidding. When Minimus first met him and mentioned me, because I told him about him, and this is like 1987. His first thing he said, Mike is an asshole. And he's got this pause, and he's like, but he's our asshole. I love that man so much. He was comics in New Orleans. Anyway, all right, where were I? Where were I? Oh,
well, I was just going to say that. Just want to say, of course, we'll have Sunday Night Geekery tomorrow night. We're hanging out with Clobbering Times again, so stop by. I'll post, of course, you guys all here. I'm sure I have the link to my channel, but
put it up there.
I'm putting it.
Yeah, put it in there.
Put it in. I want to thank my Patreons, Shooter, Brian Hepburn, Rob Altus, and Larry. Thank you so much, guys. And we're going to talk probably some Doctor Who tomorrow night, probably some Godzilla, even though I didn't get to see it. Well,
you need to go
become a big kid. I need to go see it. Yeah, it's going to be
extending the show times. So.
Yeah, so it's going to be rainy day tomorrow. So maybe I'll go see it.
You got to get out there to
raked all the leaves.
Yeah, because everyone's talking about it.
It's unreal how good it is. I want to go back.
Usually, Mark is like the first to see it.
Don't let the hype ruin it for you, though.
Yeah, don't let people overhype it.
I hate when that happens.
That happens to me sometimes, but this time it lived up to it. But it can affect something if you listen to that.
Yeah, it's true.
I did really like it a lot. I thought it was extraordinary.
Yep.
Yeah. Anything else?
Oh yeah, Sunday night geekery, and then I got to make breakfast for my better half because some Utes were playing loud music outside during the show. She was banging on the ceiling. She thought I was being loud on YouTube. I'm
Oh
like,
no!
Oh no!
I'm like, no, it wasn't
not
me.
me.
It was the Utes. We live next to a school and a playground.
Utes?
Sometimes the
Two
kids
Utes.
go hang out there and get off my lawn. So I gotta
So
tell her it wasn't me.
Did she
sleep?
She thought it was you. Did you tell her otherwise?
I did, but she's like, funny, they stopped right after I banged on the ceiling.
Basically,
half asleep.
You
I'm in
tried to tell
trouble.
her that it wasn't you, but she said,
Everything that guy just said is bullshit. Thank you.
Yep. I gotta be extra quiet tonight. Yeah.
Oh,
God.
Jeez.
She's a light
and
sleeper.
then Mark, she walked up to Mark and
Like, honest, listen to me. I don't listen to rap music.
That's abuse.
You know?
That's abuse.
Yeah.
You were Paul Fostered.
What's a you?
I was. Yeah.
Just verbally.
Oh, we do have that.
You were verbally Paul Fostered.
Clip, we do have the What's a Ute clip, don't we?
Yeah. What? Hey, Sean Carter. Member chat for been member 10 months. Like what says Jesus says Gretzky gets the rebound and scores. Wowzer! I like it. Wow, a Gretzky joke. That's amazing.
Yeah,
that sounds like someone from Canada there.
Yeah, Gretzky. I mean, you don't have to be from Canada to know Jack Gretzky. He played for Los Angeles, didn't he?
For
Did
a
he
long
play for the
time.
Kings?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He almost won a Stanley Cup with them too. So that would have been a great story. Yeah.
So, anything else?
I'm trying to find that "What's a Ute" quote. Oh, here, the two Utes here. I can do the really short
You
one.
found it?
Yeah, I found here.
Damn, dude.
I got a bunch of them, but I think I just added one. Yeah. Oh, it's under the other move. I put it under movies here. Let's see.
Go ahead.
The two Utes.
To what?
Utes. What is it? Oh, you didn't put the one.
Such a good moment.
You didn't put the one which says, "What is a Ute?"
Oh, I got that one too.
That's all right. You don't
Yeah, I'm gonna get out of here.
All right,
Everyone's
so
going to bed, right?
yes. All right, show notes, everybody. Let's see here. I'll be over hanging at the Geekery with Mark tomorrow night, unless he doesn't want me to. If he invites me, we'll see. What is a grit? Yeah, that's a great movie. That's something.
It's a grit.
There.
I better not make instant grits tomorrow.
No self-respect in Southern would be called dead making instant grits, which was a dumb line in the movie, but it was funny. Not true, but I love instant grits. I don't know how to make real grits. I just make instant stupid grits. You pour hot water in the suck. Everybody, nobody down south makes real grits. Well, some people do, but not plebes like me. Okay. A double feature on Monday night. Mark C. Comics Talk at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's the B. Monday, so J-Man will join me for a big Christmas special. We'll have a twofer here. We'll do 2 issues from the great wacky world of Bob Haney, the craziest writer of who ever wrote anything, especially comics. And we'll have a Christmas bonus special of a Teen Titans number 13. So that is going to be a lot of fun for us. And then at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, Gary Kissel is going to join me. Well, what happened? Do I need to read something?
Yes.
Oh,
but
thanks.
I put it on the marquee instead of just starring it. Sorry about that.
That's cool.
It did that. It's glitchy
It's fine.
sometimes.
Thanks, Dave G. So this is the best show and the best people. Oh, you're too kind. You're right. You're one of us. You're one of the best here, buddy. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Dave.
You have no idea how much this show means to me. Oh, I often think of the fun that we all have here, and this greatly helps me cope with things. Thank you. I cannot even put into words how much those words mean to me. I cannot express it, Dave G. But thank you, buddy. Thank you so much. You all mean the world to us here too. You all make this so great here.
That's true.
And we appreciate you.
Yep.
Yes, thank you so much.
And with your recent health scare, I just I want you to know that that doubles how the power of that message that you sent us, and we're just so honored that you feel that way about us and that you spend your time with us. And I'm so happy that you're on the mend. Just thinking about you being in hospital was quite upsetting. So we feel the same way about you, Dave G Sound, and
buddy.
thank you so much for
Thank you.
expressing it in public. You are a great friend to one and all.
Yes, indeed. What a great. One thing I totally agree with you on is what a great crew we have. A bunch of wonderful people in this chat. The best chat by far the best chat on YouTube. You guys are all the best. A good buddy Jerry Kissel, comic book artist extraordinaire, has a new comic coming out, Vindicated Inc., and he will join me to talk about that Monday night Mark C Comics Talk, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then Wednesday night, Wildcard Wednesday night, it'll be Clobbering Times number 700 on YouTube, 1,400 overall. So it'll just
700 Club also.
Yes, oh boy. Now you had to put the word club in there. Now I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna be Pat Robertson talking about the 700 Club. Maybe not. All right. So then there's the Clubhouse Thursday night with the chief engineer and the most wonderful first officer in the fleet as we would review a Blake 7 episode in Star Trek: The Earlier Voyages and who knows what else. Tuesdays and Thursday nights at the great Tom Connor's Midnight's Edge After Dark, and Wednesdays early I'm at Loki's great Stone Loki's great comic roundtable, and Friday nights back with Sean and the gang on Sean and J-Man on J-Man's channel with continuing our Jack Kirby's Fourth World reviews, 7 Eastern, and then Tom and the boys, the Comic Shop Boys, that is the Friday night Comic Shop Boys on the great Nick Weiser's 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser's channel. We're going to be reviewing some Christmas comics the next couple of weeks, as I'll be doing on my channel as well. And then, of course, next week, folks, Saturday night Star Trek, 4 more episodes, and probably 5 more shuttles being destroyed. So,
dun 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 dun.
Shout out time, baby.
Oh, I want to show Polly's minion.
Oh.
She sent me the photo. Well, here you can do the shout outs.
I just hate starting something and having it cut.
No, I just want to. She sent me this. I want to make sure show it. That's for Raquel. So.
Yeah, Apollome's minion is making this for me, and she just sent this to Mark,
my
and Mark
goodness,
let me
it's
know
beautiful.
about it. And I just want to say not only how beautiful it is, and this is incredibly intricate work, but how incredibly thoughtful it is. Apollome's minion, you have been a friend here for a very long time, and I just want to tell you how much I appreciate you. And I love you, little pepperoni, and I hope that you are traveling safe. I don't know if you're working right now. I know that you are one of the great people who makes our countries work by making sure that we have food and we have clothing and we have all the things we need in order to have a society. Without you, our world doesn't work. So I just want to tell you how much I appreciate you and how beautiful and thoughtful this is. And please kiss Simi for me, and be careful out there on the road.
That's wonderful stuff there, Apollo. Thank you. That's beautiful.
Yep.
Beautiful work. Thank you for showing that, Mark.
You're welcome.
Let's see. Now we're what am I doing? Oh. Now.
We're shouting out the chat now, boss.
There we go. Eric K, the Bronze Wrencher.
Yay!
Chris Persia, Vindicator Wrench of the Great White North. David Martin, the Wrench of Iron.
Good night.
Lord Cloth, Avon Lives, Long Lives the Legion.
Love you.
J-Man, Wrench Without Fear. Maddie's Daddy. Stephen Callell. Fanty Outsidery. Hungry Boy.
HB.
Maximum Redstone. Sorry.
Maximum Redstone.
It's whispering. It's just cracking me up. Oh, we got the case of the giggles, folks. I guess because of the name of that stupid Doctor Who episode today. Oh, No laughing
We got
matter.
two for the price. We got two for the price of one.
Oh, don't even. Ugh. Oh God! See, I was starting a good mood till I thought about what happened to Doctor Who today. Oh shit! All right, man. Oh man. R.I.P. Doctor Who.
I saw that all over Twitter today.
And rightfully so.
Everywhere,
Sadly so.
like hundreds of people saying it everywhere.
It is. At this point, like our buddy Doomcock, he just put it out. So he says, just make no mistake, people, they're doing this on purpose to spit in your faces, man. It's absolutely disgusting. And again, let's see, the great Mark D with a C. Thank you for being here, of course. Our great crew. Anti-Derivative Jill, thanks for being here, babe. Happy birthday to you. And let's see here. Shooter. I thought you were gonna whisper pew pew pew. You don't have to though. Pew pew pew. You didn't whisper it. Oh shit. FKH 2000.
Good night.
Oh, erase the timeless children, or it's dead. Well, guess what, buddy? It didn't erase it, and it's never going to be erased. Never. Well, I'm erasing it. As far as I'm concerned, because it can go screw. RT and Z.
RT and Z was here?
Yes, at the beginning of the show.
Right on. Good night.
In NZ, in New Zealand. Way down. Empress and M.
Good evening. Take care.
Raymond Feliciano.
King Dolphin TV.
In color. Sandra Feliciano. Stuart Mitchell.
Dolly braces.
Dave C.
Dave!
This really pisses me off the no end. David Lopan. Lisa.
Lisa. Ooh, Professor R2 just became a member.
Oh, right.
Awesome.
Welcome to the club there, Mr. Professor R2, sir. Thank you, sir.
Excellent. I enjoyed your reviews this evening, so I'm happy you're a member, because that means you'll be here more. Cool.
Yes, indeed. And again, shout out the great Dave G. Sound. Thank you for being here, buddy.
Body of water.
At least you didn't whisper that one. Gwagnar. That would have been weird to whisper that one. Larry.
Larry. I love you, Larry. Thank you for everything tonight.
Say it like Don Pardo. Larry.
Larry.
Sean Carter.
From Mars.
Zathras.
Crap.
Hey, Zathras is probably gone. Did you get the Babylon 5 set that came out this week, Zathras? I wanted to get that so
Minimus
bad.
got it, and it was only $100. I think he paid $109.
It was like 90. He
American.
paid 90 something bucks. Yeah, it was a little bit of a cheap deal on it, but it's still pretty expensive. And a few of my friends got it. It doesn't have any, like a lot of people are whining about it. It doesn't have a lot of extras and stuff, and it doesn't have the movies, but still, it's the whole show.
Wow, it's a good price.
Yeah, I mean, 5 seasons. Enigmatic Drop Bear.
The air you that bear, you were a rock star tonight.
Oh, he said, today I was supposed to watch the latest Doctor Who with my son. We've been sharing that for years up until the 13th. I think he means 13th Bulk, I guess. Anyway, we had to miss it. We had to outrun Cyclone Jasper. What?
Yikes.
There's a cyclone? Wow. Oh, I hope I guess obviously you're writing that so you're okay from it, but man, a cyclone, holy shit. We don't get those here. I live in hurricane country, but we hear about cyclones are the kind of things you hear about happen. Like, whoa, that's scary stuff right there, man. I'm glad you're okay, buddy. Hope everything's back to normal.
Yep.
Yes, Empress, it is out. It just came out this past couple of days. The Babylon 5 set. I think it made it in stores just the other day. A couple of my friends got theirs already. Bubba Doom 1.
Bubba Doom.
Parker Luck.
Evening,
Can't
Parker.
lose. Snail Messiah.
The Mighty Mollusk.
John Shaggy Robas.
Reggie.
The Woke Breaker.
Heartbreaker. Dream Maker. Love Taker. Don't you mess around with him.
At least you didn't whisper that either. The Tetrarch of Apathy.
So apathetic.
Princess Fiona.
Fee, fi, fo, fum, you will curtsy.
There you go. Curtsy. I'll try. If you show me how, I'll curtsy. Chuck Lee. Jamie Harbert. Tooling Machine. Midnight's Oblivion.
Good night.
Mrs. Barton Muses.
Good night.
Katie.
Katie!
Lasher.
Oh, and plus Katie had a headache. So I want to say,
Oh.
Katie, hope you're feeling better.
Oh, feel better, Katie. Oh, my goodness. Value of nothing is valuable to us. So you have to contradict your name a little bit there.
Totally valuable.
Professor R2.
Yeah, I think it's so cool that you're with us now. Awesome,
Indeed.
awesome.
Keely Chow rolling that tide.
Ooh,
But not those Cowboys. Doc Fortune. What's him, Doc?
Doc!
Ray Lucard.
Good night, Ray.
Wolfie was here, man. It's good to see Wolfie back.
Good to see you. I missed you.
SB4H.
SB4H.
Mazerus.
Maze!
Bad Man and the Dead Man Clan.
Dead Man Clan.
Salty Traveling Sea.
Princess Fiona. I was actually going to say that, but I wasn't sure how it would go over. Princess Fiona's like, fee, fi, fo, fum. Curtsy, but don't hit your bum.
Adrian
Get out of my head. You. Get out of my head right now. You have no permission to be in my head, Princess Fiona.
Adrian James.
Good night, Adrian.
Victor Fontaine.
Good night, Vic.
Michael
Thanks
and
for the
Cassandra
songs.
Beacom. Thank you.
Good night, Cassandra. Good night, Michael.
Apollo's Minion and the Pupper.
Pepperoni, the pepperoni. Yes, got the boss, got the boss.
Oh, I need a better drum. Captain Infinity and Beyond. Herc 130.
Ooba dooba. Hey, where's the tequila? Please drink responsibly.
Neon Knight. Thank you.
Neon Knight.
And Yurichi Soifan. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that.
Great to see you again. Thank you for stopping by, and thank you for the questions for the boss.
And finally, Malachi D. Wildman.
Malachi! Thank you for joining us. And thank you for decloaking. That was cool.
We do appreciate you all. Thank you all so much for being here tonight. Let's see. Have a fantastic remainder of your weekend. Let's see. Says B5 is had such good scripts. If only it had a little more budget to set this on. Well, they've remastered them now. They looked fine for me before, but OED said Cyclone Jasper is due to land on Wednesday. Oh crap. On the same day he was flying to Japan via an airport in its path.
Oh shit.
Oh man. We were scheduled his flights to tomorrow so he'd get ahead of it. I got you. That's good to know.
Wow.
Damn.
Wow.
Messed up. Well, I'm glad he's safe, man. Be careful. Be careful.
Don't take a Voyager shuttlecraft, please.
Yeah, don't take a Voyager shuttlecraft.
Yeah, whatever you do, no Voyager ships.
Don't travel with Bangway.
I definitely don't travel with Bangway or any of them. None of them can fly, even Tom Parrott. If you take the Delta Flyer, which they haven't had yet, you'll be fine. That would never crash. Remember that?
It's true.
Yeah. So, all right, everybody. Have a fantastic remainder of your weekend, and go if any of you have a team out there playing tomorrow. And if not, you're better off. So, everybody, good night. Trek on and clobber on. Shout out to Brian Hepburn who popped in there. I didn't see you in there earlier, buddy. Have a wonderful weekend. Brian.
I just love clobbering time.